Captain's Log, Stardate 8299.4. The Argo has rendezvoused with the USS Athena in orbit around a Class L planet. Captain Manfra requested our assistance with removing the Marcus protocol from the Athena's operating systems, as it seems they are having some of the same difficulties we did during our own house cleaning efforts. The process is made more difficult by high levels of ionic interference in the system, which has rendered using the transporter extremely dangerous. As a result, Commander von Wartburg and Lieutenant Sanna-del have taken a shuttle to the Athena in order to assist Captain Manfra's crew in removing the malware from their systems. Unfortunately, the interference is also playing havoc with our communications, making contact with the away team sporadic at best. The flip side is that the ionic interference also makes the Athena and Argo difficult to detect on long-range sensors, though I still wish Captain Manfra had picked a rendezvous point with more appealing weather. I'm glad we're in a position to help the Athena, and this will hopefully underline to Captain Manfra just how serious the Marcus protocol is. Nevertheless, I'm uneasy about this entire situation. If I'm right, there are powerful forces in Starfleet intelligence with a vested interest in keeping the protocols in place and in protecting Marcus and whatever he's up to. Captain Mitsugi told me to trust no one, and even as I reject that philosophy when it comes to the majority of Starfleet and the Federation, I must admit it has begun to infect my thinking. End log.
Right, there's no RP at the start of the session like I normally do, so we're gonna... Oh, what? That's right, I forgot to take that off. Okay, currently the Argo and the Athena are in orbit around a Class L planet. Currently, both Sanna-del and Commander Wolfgang are currently on board the Athena. And you just finished the work on the Athena.
I think that does it, Commander.
I think so too. Let's do a quick check though. Goes over
Yes,
to
sir.
a wall panel, presses a contact. This is Commander Wartburg calling the bridge.
Bridge here, Commander.
I think we got everything. Give us a level 3 diagnostic real quick. Just make sure all the lights are turning on. We want to make sure we didn't leave anything unplugged that should be plugged. He kind of shrugs at Sanna-del.
I mean, she just kind of shrugs back like,
Yes, the captain wants to run a little bit more deeper diagnostic to make sure all systems are go before we leave orbit.
Sounds good. We'll stay around here for the time being, in case anything needs to be replaced. It should be fine. We did double check everything, but better safe than sorry. Okay, let's go with the contact so he's not still keeping the mic live. Well, at least we didn't fry anything. Gotta leave it to constitutions. It's hard to cross wires.
yeah, that's true. They're all color-coded.
Yeah.
It's a good thing I'm not colorblind.
Well, yeah, that's why they started switching them out to have the tactile feels on the wires, I heard. It makes it easier for people who see in different spectrums to do work. I mean, there's still color there just in case, but it's not just that anymore. Have you read the new papers about they're talking about the theoretical thing called isolinear chips? They're going to be replacing all this wiring and all the data chips.
Well, that would certainly make this easier.
Inside the computer core walks in Captain Manfra. Commander, thank you for helping us out on this little project.
Glad to be of help, ma'am.
Is there anything I can get you before you depart back towards the Argo?
I think I handed up to your XO any extra parts you might have that you can spare. But beyond that, nothing in particular. Sanna-del's, anything you were hoping to ask from the good ship Athena?
No, sir. I believe I have everything I need. And she smiles.
See, what you do there, Lieutenant, is you ask for a commendation so that way it looks better on your record. He kind of winks. He winks at her and grins at the captain, like with a slight inside joke of,
If my ego was that big, sir, I probably would. But, it's my job, she says. I just happen to be very good at it.
Oh, I see how it is. You let your ego shrink when you go on other ships. I'll have to remember that in the future.
Absolutely, Commander.
But no, thank you, Captain. We should be fairly fine as far beyond those extra parts. And is there anything extra you need from us? Anything that the Athena might need that we can fashion up from the Argo?
I know your assistance in this matter was greatly appreciated. I figured your help on this to punch the protocol. I'm kind of lacking in computer expertise at the moment aboard my vessel. I really do appreciate this. It's nice to know that someone can take control of my vessel at a moment's notice.
Yeah, not exactly the most comforting feeling for me either. Oh, Captain, would you be interested in having a dinner with your senior staff and ours? I'm sure Captain Haggard would love to spend a moment catching up before you guys head off on your patrol.
Normally, I would take you up on that offer, Commander. However, we are due on a survey mission on a system not too far away. The Athena is not the fastest ship in the world, unfortunately, and we do have a timetable to keep to.
Next time then, Captain.
I suggest, because of the system, you may want to depart as soon as possible. Long-range sensors indicate that we can get that the sun might, solar activity might increase here shortly.
All right, we'll take our shuttle back then. It should be fairly reinforced for the journey. It's not too far anyway. If you have any, if your staff have any good data on that, we'd appreciate the update just for our little sojourn back.
We transfer all the data we could. Data link to the Argo is spotty as best, but I believe we transferred everything over to the Argo.
Oh, I meant on the shuttle, ma'am, for Sanna-del, in case we need to make corrections on the fly.
Oh, yeah, the telemetry data will be handed off to you shortly.
Okay, very good. Well, at your command, permission to disembark, Captain.
She extends her hand out for a shake.
One moment.
He shakes her hand. There. That way it's not.
And feels a slight pinprick as the poisoned ring on her hand.
Paranoia. Here we go.
Is it paranoid when a fleet admiral actually is out there able to control your ship?
I mean, yeah. It's not paranoia if it's true.
Back? Yeah, he gives her a firm handshake and...
Thank you again, Commander, and you're clear to disembark. Safe travels.
Thank you, Captain. You as well, Captain.
And give Captain Haggard my best.
I'll be sure to tell him you hate him every day you are at command.
She just kind of smiles. It's glad to know that a friendship between XO and their captain is as good as yours. She just kind of smiles and then walks out of the computer lab.
Well, Lieutenant, time to get home.
Yes, sir.
You know anything as he starts walking toward the shuttle bay? Any idea about this anomaly? I don't know how much time you've had to study the region, given you've been helping me with this whole time.
Well, I think you just answered your own question, Commander. However, I can fly through anything, she says.
I believe it.
I mean, I did put the Argo in lower. Anyway, she just smiles and keeps walking. Like,
Well, that's the thing that we're talking about the Argo, that when the state-of-the-art ship, we're having to fly back in rough weather inside of a shuttle. Shakes his head.
a
Much
very
prefer transporters.
Shuttles are more nimble, Commander.
Yeah, but they have smaller mass. It doesn't take much more to knock them around.
It also doesn't take much more to dodge, she says. She just continues to the Galileo, which I believe is what they are still. Actually, they might be more.
I think they're slightly upgraded.
They're the type 3s. They're better.
Ish.
But then again, anything's better than the Galileo class.
Right.
It is a upgraded Galileo class. That's what you have. It is a Type F. That's all it is.
Woo.
Yeah,
It can
they're-
go slightly faster at warp. Sorry, it can warp. My mistake.
But yep.
Yeah, once we get to the shuttle, I'll take the co-pilot seat and let Sanna-del take lead.
As I do the thing.
What is the name of your shuttlecrafts?
We'll go with the Pollux. Why not?
Shuttle Pollux, you are clear to depart.
Thank you, Athena. And she will disembark. You need me to roll to get some momentum going?
Nah, no. The shuttle exits the Athena.
Bringing up shields and activating sensor data. I'll give you a heads up if anything changes there.
Thank you, Commander. Do the flying.
As they're piloting away, the bridge of the Argo. The chit ray goes, Captain, we're detecting an unknown ion storm approaching fast upon our position.
ETA?
Minutes.
Lieutenant Mira, see if you can punch through to the shuttlecraft and give them some warning. Ensign Haran, let's see if we can't meet the shuttle halfway.
Haran goes, we're already too close on a hoarding pattern with the Athena. Any closer, we could hit the Athena, sir.
Understood.
Oh, she actually made it. Captain, I got you patched through to the shuttlecraft.
Sanna-del, von Wartburg. You might want to step on it. We've got a heavy ion storm headed our way. I'll be here in minutes.
This is Pollux. We see it, Captain. We're getting there as fast as we can.
Sanna-del, go fast. That's an order.
Believe they just went AFK.
Yeah.
Rip.
The
one time I give that order.
Can I do attempt anyway, a calculation to see how much time it will take for our shuttle at max speed to get to the
Yeah.
Argo?
Reason con. Difficulty of 1. And
navigation focus?
Yeah.
Not that it matters.
The shuttle can assist with computers con if you dare to use the shuttle.
Hey, why not? It might help. Yeah, there's no way around it. I'll give it a shot. Oops. And the shuttle is computers con. Yes. Tick. Okay.
Just got it. Depending on how fast the Stormfront is moving, or at least the solar storm is moving towards your position, you will barely make it.
Do I think with my free side question, do I think that if we turn around and go back to the Athena, that we'll have enough time to get back into cover of the shuttle bay?
You're currently about midway.
So it'd take about equal amount of time, more or less. Yeah.
Ensign Haran, change our orientation to give the shuttle a straight shot into our bay.
Understood, Captain.
Captain, advise that you get a tractor beam lock just in case we don't quite get inside. According to my calculations, we're only going to just barely make it, assuming that storm does not change its acceleration.
Commander, might I make a suggestion?
Feel free.
Using a tractor beam might be a bad idea. I might have to do this manually. It'll be quicker. It'll be more dangerous, but it'll be quicker.
Spending 2 threats.
Of course you are.
Your
Sanna-del?
sensors indicate that the Stormfront has moved in closer than you thought it would. I need
Sanna-del? Go fast. That's an order.
Yes, sir. And she will.
That thing's going to hit us before we get in there, unless we find some way to make this thing go faster.
Yeah. Is there any way I can, is there any way I can redline the impulse engines? Because I could just do a quick warp jump and get right there, but it would probably be a bad idea. So, those are my ideas: is redline the impulse or make a quick warp jump.
You're too close to the Argo for a warp jump.
Yeah, so redlining the impulse engines.
What about the order to reorient the ship so that gives them a straight line into the bay with minimal maneuvering? Can we activate Haran and see if she can't do that to give them a little bit of advantage, maybe reduce their difficulty?
There is a sort of active complication. Doing that will put the Argo in a more dangerous path. Not only that you're going into the storm, you could potentially, depending on how bad the systems are hit with the storm, that you could lose all power and crash into the planet.
Well, that's no good.
Commander,
Sanna,
I'm going to need you to reroute all power to the engines. I'm going to push this thing as fast as it can.
He gets out of his chair and runs back to start rerouting power.
Lieutenant Shashran, get a tractor lock on the shuttle just in case.
And what am I doing?
I need you to make a daring plus con roll. Difficulty is 3, but the complication range is 5. There's an active hazard in the area.
My God.
Fair enough. I'm spinning my determination. I don't believe in a red line. Is that okay?
Sure. Keep in mind this is not going to get you to the ship.
Okay.
I'll allow it. The shuttle also assists with engines con. This will use 1 power on the shuttle, though.
Yep.
1 power of the shuttle.
Take a threat, 'cause I have
Engines, con. Complication is what's going to hurt so bad. Very nice roll.
5.
You spent your determination, so that's
Yes.
2.
So
Yep.
5 successes. Yep.
Ooh. Good thing you got those 2 momentum to.
Yeah, we'll have to use that momentum to kill my complication.
All right.
Yeah, do it.
No momentum gained.
That first roll was daring engineering. Was that right, or was it supposed to be engines con?
I allow the assist with Darren Engineering because
Oh,
he's
okay.
in the back trying to fiddle with the power consumption on the shuttlecraft.
That works.
Shuttle gets closer. The shuttle is now within actually transporter range. However, the storm front creeps in much, much quicker and begins to engulf the actual shuttlecraft itself. Why not? Sorry, I'm trying to challenge Dice Roller. Ooh. You know what? Why not?
Oh man.
Got a threat. It's 4, 6, 7 damage to the actual shuttle itself.
Yep.
Believe
That shields, and that's enough for a breach.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that actually, if shields, that's 2 breaches.
Yup.
Yep.
This is gonna hurt a lot.
Yep.
Ouch.
Yep.
At least it didn't hit the same system twice.
Uno or dos.
Oh no, structure. Oh no.
Yep, it's
Yeah,
structure.
uno or dos.
All right.
Oh, neither. Phew.
The shuttle takes heavy damage as it's riding through the ion storm. Systems are exploding everywhere. You barely duck out of the way as main power took a hit as you're seeing the hull of the shuttle just get electrified.
Oh, great.
Sanna-del, please tell me we can keep moving. We can't stay in this iron storm for very long.
I'm aware, Commander. She looks at her. Oh, that didn't sound good.
Main power is overloading since you redlined the impulse engines.
Okay, and you said we were within transporter range?
You are within transporter range.
Cool. Can I override that from my console where I'm at?
You can't. The shuttle does not have beaming capabilities.
Yeah.
Oh, damn it.
Shuttles don't
Anders,
get
can-
that till TNG.
Anders,
it.
can you get a lock on the shuttle occupants?
I can try, sir. For this though task, it's going to be a where do I have it? You're beaming to a pad, correct?
Right. Yes.
Right. Complication range is 5, difficulty of 6.
And we got no momentum. Okay. Difficulty 6, complication range 5, transporters as a focus, I'm assuming. It's going to be control engineering.
Yes, control engineering, difficulty
Okay.
6, complication range is 5. This is by the ship's sensors plus engineering, which makes it a difficulty 5 because you have advanced sensors.
Okay, let me up the complication range on the ship while I'm thinking about it. And assisted by sensors engineering, you said?
That is correct.
Okay. Brings it down to diff 5. Let me see. No momentum, so we can't use cautious. Okay, he does have technical expertise. I'm going to use Anders' value, play the transporter like a violin.
All right.
To get 2 automatic successes, I'll give you a threat for a 3rd die.
Be 2 threat.
2 threat for a 3rd die. So that's 2. I need to get 3. Complication range 5. It's the ship assist at complication range 5. This is going to be tight. What do you think, guys? Should I go give him 3 more threat for a 4th die? Commander Wolfgang says go for it. So take 3 more threat.
Yep, definitely.
Okay. So
I like my threat.
I know you do. So here goes Anders. Okay, I do have technical expertise, so I can reroll a die, but I'm going to wait to see what the ship rolls first, and to see what kind of momentum we get. Sensors engineering. Okay, so that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's difficulty 5, so I think that's 3 momentum.
2.
I'm going to spend 2 momentum. Let's spend it to negate that complication.
Okay. Yep. I'm spending 2 threat for an active complication here, which you'll see in a moment. Jones, Sanna-del, pick a number between 1 and 4. Have to be different.
3.
Nice transporter room graphics.
Wow.
Pick a number.
I did
4.
4.
Oh, okay.
So what I should have done is give an irrational number between 1 and 4.
That would have gotten you twisted
Yeah.
inside out on the transporter.
I can't imagine this being much better.
Hey, look,
Well-
I need my limits specified, all right?
Remember, mirror, mirror.
Sorry, I have to set the stage here real quick.
First encounter with the mirror universe happened during an ion storm in a transporter beam.
Wow, paranoid.
Yeah. Good luck dealing with Fleet Admiral Vandalay.
My deepest apologies.
It's okay, I will resent you forever.
It's just a, current, because there's some elements at play that's random.
Look, just because you're running this game from a Commodore 64 doesn't mean that you get to be slow about it.
Ouch! Ouch! I don't think my computer takes too kindly to that.
It's time to trade up from the Amiga, man.
I have you know I am running an i7 8700K here, alright?
That's
6
what
core
Commodore apologists
processor.
would say.
Yes.
Is that what they call Commodore 64s now?
No, 64. It's a ZX81. He's got the type in the roll 20 every time.
You can have my TRS-80 when you pry it from my cold dead hand.
Alright.
If you could run then something like this from with a TR-80, I will give you an amount of money higher than 0.
Alright. Anders, as he looks on the transporter pad, kind of, I want to say dumbfounded, but surprised, as 2 individuals appear on the transporter pad.
Oh, wow.
Why is that an update? Stupid roll 20.
Alrighty then.
Well, That's
All
unexpected.
right, all right, all right.
All right. Yeah.
Security Team 2, Transporter Room 1, please.
Something the matter?
And this is what these people look like. They don't even look like.
They don't even look like their supposed selves.
All right. What are
Anders, is
these?
something wrong with you?
What are these officers' ranks?
Their ranks are appropriate for who their individual should be. So,
Okay.
Commander
so,
and Lieutenant.
Commander and Lieutenant.
Commander, Lieutenant, if you'll just stay on the pad for just a moment, please. Anders to Bridge. Haggard here. Did you get them? I'm not certain, Captain. I got 2 people, but they don't look like Commander von Wartburg and Lieutenant Sanna-del.
Upon hearing this, Sanna-del is going to look at the commander and jump. Like, what the?
I'm on my way.
Commander.
Lieutenant Mira, you have the bridge. Or actually, the ranking officer would actually be
The doctor.
is he on the bridge or in the?
He is on the breach.
Doctor,
Nice
you're with me. Chitre, you have the con. I think he's ranking. And so we'll head down to the transporter room.
Wolfgang finally looks over at you when you exclaim and just kind of furrows her eyes at you like, what the?
You make a lovely woman.
I beg your pardon.
Sanna-del says.
That the
something went wrong.
Captain and the doctor enter.
I kind of stop when I see the 2 people on the pad, and I turned towards Anders and went, Mr. Anders, what the hell happened? Who are these people? Sir, it's Lieutenant Sanna-del and Commander von Wartburg. The captain kind of looks back.
Sanna-del just kind of waves at him.
Wolfgang's staring daggers at Anders right now.
He's
kind of not completely nonplussed.
Kind of
Haggard, blinking, looks at the doctor and goes, "Doctor, what? Could you?"
Question: do I still have my Deltan abilities or no?
Do in fact also so does Wartburg.
Has empathy?
Has
Like
empathy and Delta pheromones. So this is probably a strange experience for you, Commander, as you're feeling other emotions besides yourself.
Well, that's normal. He just kind of looks around the room. That seems normal.
Doctor, I think
For the
maybe
moment,
we
he's
should,
feeling a lot of. Yes, I believe I'm going to run a couple of tests on these
yes,
people.
I think we should all maybe retire to sick bay.
Are you sure we haven't banged our head or something, like as a group? Because
Captain,
they look like they're completely different sections.
Captain, can you turn it down just a little bit, please, sir? Or the nonplusness.
What?
Your emotions, sir? A little bit. Just a little bit. She says like he has a headache.
I will do my best.
Thank you, sir.
Let's get you 2 to sick bay and see if we can figure out what's going on. I'll go to wall panel. Haggard to Haran, what's our status vis-a-vis the storm?
We're gliding through the storm just fine, Captain. Shields are holding. We took a little structure damage when we had to drop the shields for the transport, but we should be all right.
Understood. Maintain blue alert.
Anders, can you?
Now I need that sound
send-
effect. Sorry.
Anders, can you send me both the readouts when they're sent over and when they came back to see if there's any abnormalities?
Transferring the data to you now, Doctor. Beep, boop, boop.
Sanna-del will walk closer to the commander. Commander, are you alright?
Wolfgang just seems to be kind of looking around and just kind of like staring 1,000 light years away at something. Emotionally,
Manny.
just a sense of wonder and, ooh, what's that? What's
Yeah.
that? It's almost elated that
What's
they're
this?
able to sense
What's this? Why, this is something new.
Yeah. In your head, you just hear Commander.
Sorry, she says aloud. I haven't felt like this for a very long time. And I
I
needed help to do it last time.
didn't think that would work. Okay. Well, that's new.
Doctor, I seem to be experiencing confusion, trying to focus.
Oh, don't worry. We're
empathy.
all experiencing confusion.
I think I'm empathic now. Kind of looks at the doctor, kind of like the word took a bit for her to get to.
His head tilts to one. Interesting.
I know, right? Starts staring off again at some other emotion.
Well, I'm sure I'll get to run many tests on you both. It could be worse. You could be joined together. Or other horror stories I've heard.
I mean, our feet aren't in the transporter pad, that's true. And neither of us turn into a orangutan or what have you.
You know, this talk isn't helping. Can we move from the pad, Captain?
There's nothing to be scared of, Sanna-del. We're fine.
I'll move you guys to the sick bay.
Yes, please.
On the way, that Wolfgang had to be prompted continuously to keep moving because every so often she'd kind of stop and ooh.
Yeah, every time Sanna-del noticed, you just get like a prod in your brain going, Commander.
It's like, huh? Oh, right. Sorry.
Yeah, just so not to embarrass her.
Yeah.
Should I be able to do a...
Yes. Reason medicine assisted by these ships. Sensors plus medicine, difficulty of 1.
Okay. I don't think... Xenobiology? It's certainly a species I've never seen before.
Yeah. Xenobiology will apply here.
Somebody would like to do the ship. I've got it all.
Ship, you need something medicine. Sensor medicine?
These are sensors or computer medicine.
They're good either way. Bang. Hey.
It's 2 momentum.
Yeah.
Info coming your way, Doctor.
You seem to be in perfect health. Considering the fact that... You're now a cross-species, human and adult, and it's like your DNA sequences might have created a new matrix inside it.
New what's?
They've become a cross species. The human Dalton. It's like their DNA has blended together and they've separated.
Transporter gene sequencing, sir. It's theoretical. It's usually been done on in simulations.
But-
It's not the sort of thing one usually does on purpose, due
But
to
they're
the ethical considerations.
but they're both obviously in. You're both in amazing health. Tell you the truth.
Why, thank you.
She just like, or he just like scratches on his head with it. How is this perfect? Okay.
I'm
So-
saying medically you're in good health. You're not. They have no actual thing that.
Doctor.
Yes.
Given that it's a cross species, am I exhibiting pheromone production?
Yep.
Sorry, that was
Yeah.
more accurate. Delton pheromone production, since humans can do that as well, just not as effectively.
I
I believe he said we both have both of those things.
In character,
Yeah.
that's her realizing, oh, wait a minute.
Yeah. It's like, yes. I will need to give you a tablet, I believe.
Please do. Ansis has given me a look, and it's very distracting for him. Sorry. Couldn't help it. She closes her
Nice.
eyes like she's trying not to feel things, but that doesn't work.
Doctor, so is it Sanna-del and von Wartburg's DNA that's just been mixed and rearranged by the transporter?
It does seem. It looks like it is a combination of the two. Yes.
And you said they were in, I think you said amazing health? What did you mean?
Well, they're in perfect health. They have no actual signs of a distress or any ailments with them that they wouldn't normally have. There's no actual side effects from this,
Huh.
other than
Other than
Yes.
being a completely different gender. Yes.
And a DNA resequencing, which, on the plus side, you'll be able to handle your drink a bit more. She shrugs.
Yet somehow their personalities and I would guess underlying neural structures have remained the same.
it does seem so. We're talking about science and things that are even beyond what we'd normally even question. Nobody has ever seen or done this before, so it's going to be
This is all
interesting.
theoretical, Captain. This sort of thing is, no one in science or medical does this sort of work because it endangers sapient beings. Federation Council doesn't like doing things like that, so all of it's just, pad work. Yet here
All
we
right.
sit.
So we need to figure out what caused it and figure out how to reverse it.
I'm not sure I want it reversed. I'm perfectly happy being how I am at the moment. You might. I mean, if you feel free, you're very uncomfortable. I understand that. Sorry. It's very hard to control this.
Well, I would think, and to be sure, you can correct me on the science of this, number one, but I would think since you are a mixture of each other's DNA that it's either both or neither, assuming we can even figure out how to reverse this. Am I correct, Doctor?
I would say that it would need both patients to go back, but then when we get to the maths, it might just need one. It's at this present moment, I'm just looking at the situation as a medical. They are fine, but obviously there is a problem that we're going to have to sort out.
Well,
At least it's not causing other distressing things at the moment.
I want you both to stay in sickbay under the doctor's careful eye for at least 24 hours till we can make sure that nothing is waiting to creep up on you. But if you're both since you're both apparently in good health and stable, and from what you're saying, number one, trying to duplicate this accident could be very difficult and dangerous. Frankly, it's up to the two of you whether you want us to even try. mean, at least now you appear healthy and sane and safe.
Well, once we're out of the storm region, sir, I would suggest that we move aside because a lot of the crew are somewhat nervous about it, and I can agree with that. I mean, we almost lost 2 people in an accident. We might not want to stay here for very long. Oh, the Athena sends their best wishes, just as an aside. But yes, we do need to cry about what we lost. Sorry. We need to research this to ensure that we minimize the risk to the relevant persons, because that is the medically correct thing to. That is the correct thing to do.
Okay.
I
So-
will help
You're-
her with the empath thing. He says,
Okay, you're both on limited duty until further notice.
That's probably a good idea.
And again, I want you to stay here, doctor. Keep constant medical scans going on them. Notify me immediately of any change.
I obviously will.
I would also suggest getting the commander a pheromone shot. I don't know if mine is still working, but I took mine this morning.
Well, hopefully it would have passed with the DNA, but Anders is getting one for you now.
And the captain will go to a wall
that's-
comm. Haggard to Chitre.
Yes, Captain.
Move us out of the storm and the system, but keep us nearby and well within sensor range. We may, I kind of look back over at my 2 changed officers. We may actually need to put this system's ion storms to our own uses. But for now, move us out of danger and let's just sort of linger on the outside of the system.
Understood, Captain.
Haggard out.
Is there anything that either you two need? Food or
Some sort of psycho sedative of some kind for the moment until I can get this under control. My mind's wandering a lot, and it's hard to focus.
Of course, I'll arrange that for you.
Thank you.
I would
So-
ask for a set of hair clippers, but if this is only temporary, I think I can deal with it. He just kind of messes with his hair.
How'd I get red hair? Just suddenly realizing, like, huh? It's not even.
You should have had no hair, Sanna-del says.
Or maybe you have the gene that creates red
Ooh,
hair.
recessive gene. That's true.
Yes.
Yes,
So-
number 1, you're the recessive while Sanna-del is going to go bald. So
Yeah,
welcome to the human
I'm good with
condition.
that.
Yes, with the recessive ginger gene, I might have to run more tests to see if you have a soul.
He just kind of looks at you.
Just like walks off.
Sanna-del will too. Like, wait, what?
Is that an Endorian thing or? Oh, it's that. That's
It's a human thing. Yeah.
yeah. I remember now. He thinks it's very funny.
My character thinks it's very funny as well. He's like trying to make light of it because he's actually stumped. So he's like, I'll make a joke and then walk off.
What if he does
All
that with all his patients?
All right,
He
number 1.
does.
Have
Oh.
whatever you need to work this problem brought in here to you. And let's see if we can figure out what we need to do and what you 2 would want to do.
Aye, sir. I'll get some of the science staff to work on this as well. I should be able to move around some people in the department to this project. We don't really need to know the growth speed of a certain plant at the moment. It seems to be secondary for some reason.
All right, keep me in the loop. I'll be on the bridge.
Of course, sir.
But instead of going to the bridge, in order to clear his mind, the captain walks the decks for a little while. Just kind of every once in a while, shaking his head and muttering slightly, to himself.
Sanna-del will ask Ansys to give the commander and him a little bit of space. He's going to try and help her focus the empathy thing.
You can help me focus from over there. Thank you.
I am, but it's also something that we need concentration for, and him scanning us constantly is not going to help matter. Commander.
Well, I mean, you're on a bio
would-
bed. You're being scanned constantly anyway.
Well, you know what I mean. Anyway.
The doctor would walk back up. I know I wouldn't ask, but with the whole changing of everything that's happened, we do have a psychiatrist on staff if you wish to talk to them before you make any decisions. Obviously, today would have been a lot for both of you.
I might recommend, and you can feel free to second this or deny it, of course, Doctor. But I mean, okay, I know you know that. Focus. It might be good for a psychological evaluation to determine how much of our psyche is actually.
Stared.
Yes. Because then we can determine whether or not that we're acting in sound mind, because we may be exhibiting our normal personas, but it's possible that it's been
I know at this present moment you do not seem as sharp as one Wolfberg normally does, but I can understand because you are getting a over-sensory overload, shall we say, from the empath.
someone
ability.
right now really doesn't like their sonic shower. I've never known anyone be that angry about a sonic shower. Sorry.
You get used to it.
You obviously haven't met Andorians.
Shran rages about hers all the time, but
That's you then. You should just put in a requisition.
I don't.
Sorry.
Well, obviously, please, by all means, me and an ass will be in the other room if you wish to talk.
Thank you, Doctor.
Of course, Doctor. Whew.
It takes some getting used to. Imagine going through a human high school with that. Sanna-del says with a. But yes, I'm going. All right. He kind of like tries to get the commander's attention. I'm gonna need you to look at me and focus. All right.
No offense, but at the moment, your jawline's very distracting, and I would prefer if Avlop did this instead.
Very well.
Or the pill gets here a little quicker than they're giving it to us. And I know they're overworked, but I'd rather they worked faster.
He just kind of turns this way and just kicks his legs up. Just trying to help.
I know.
And just puts his hands behind his head and just kind of.
You don't
chills
like sitting
there.
on your hands and waiting. It's usually it's a good thing, but it can be somewhat distracting for others. Sorry. Trying to not. It's hard to avert.
Yeah. No, I get that. I get that a lot. So nothing for me has really changed. He just kind of sits back.
I don't know. You might have taken in some a dose of human optimism or naivete, depends who you ask.
I thought I already had that. She says.
No, you have a nice full breath of confidence.
Oh, some might call it egotism.
Egotism, yes. Arrogance, self-righteousness. But it is a unique human condition that somehow looks out to the dark and doesn't see the monsters out to eat them. Half the reason why the Vulcans didn't want us out here. We want to poke everything. She smiles at that and looks over and looks away and blinks. Nah.
Yeah, I guess my shot's not working.
Yeah, it's usually coded to the pheromones. The male pheromone structure is actually somewhat different from the female one, so the concoction is probably adjusted for that. Yeah, pretty much. On the plus side, it won't make it worse, so, you know, silver linings.
Small mercies. And yeah, he just continues to just lay there like, okay, this is gonna be my life for a while.
All right. Scene change. You go down 1 momentum. Oh, the surface of the planet, i.e., budget cuts. The shuttlecraft makes a crash landing on the surface of the planet. Actually, there shouldn't even be bird sounds, but let's just ignore that. Sound effects. Inside the shuttle, smoke and everything is building up. I should probably throw you on there.
Curiouser and curiouser.
Oh man. Okay.
Wolfgang, you're awake. You have a nasty headache. And Sanna-del is currently unconscious.
I'm going to take a quick look around. Is it safe where we are right now? Like, is there smoke? Is there any power conduits exposed?
There is. And currently, you can actually see outside because there's the entire window has been broken in, and there's glass about.
Well, that's just wonderful. That's all we need right now. I'm gonna take my I'm gonna try to see if I can find my tricorder. And then I'm gonna scan myself to make sure I'm not gonna like pass out from a concussion in the next 5 minutes.
All right, give me reason plus medicine difficulty of 1. You have a mild concussion. You do have a little bit bruising on your forehead from the impact.
Extra science question. Have I been unconscious for very long? Or was I awake the whole way down the crash?
You were, so for the two of you, I'll describe it. You were awake. You felt the tingling sensation of the transporter, and then it just stopped as you then are hurled into the planet.
Huh.
You realize you blacked out for just a moment during the impact, and you've just come to.
All right. Now let's make sure she's okay. And I start scanning Sanna-del.
Reason medicine difficulty of 1.
Testing a theory talent comes in, maybe? Arguably, that would be only if I scan myself again.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll spend my one momentum. I want to get this right. I could already guess what I had, but I want to make sure she isn't dying on me. Well, on the value,
I can say you can see like a complication.
I'm going to try to invoke the value my subordinates must outlive me to re-roll that.
Alright, I'll allow it.
There goes that determination. There we go.
2 momentum gained. Sanna-del
Like Delton
is unconscious. She currently has 2 broken ribs. Her arm is also broken. And she appears to have a mild concussion.
Freebie question is is she safe to move despite her injuries? Or do I have to fix those before I can move her?
She's safe to move, but you have to be sort of careful. She doesn't have any fractures in her neck or anything like that.
Oh, please tell me they put a med kit in this darn thing. And I start digging around looking for one.
That's an opportunity cost of 1.
Hey, I packed one. And that one's broken. I won't worry about that one. Well, on the plus side, you're unconscious, Sanna-del, so this won't hurt much. And I start trying to do what I can to get the ribs and stuff settled before I bother waking her up.
All right, that's going to be a daring plus medicine, difficulty of 1. This is for the ribs and the arm, which will probably wake her up.
I'm going to spend a momentum for a die and give you 2 threat for the other die.
All right. Wow.
I paid attention in that course, apparently.
Apparently,
Nice.
that's 4 momentum gained.
Hooray for first aid training.
As you tape up Sanna-del's broken ribs, I'm assuming you give her a hypo for the pain that you're about to induce as you reset, or as you set her arm back into place.
Yeah, last thing I need is for her to smack me in the face while I'm trying to fix something.
In doing that, Sanna, you do still feel the pain, though it is mild, and you are now wide awake.
Don't move too quick. I'm almost done.
Anybody get the license plate of that meteor?
Class L planet, actually. Well, how we're breathing and not passing out at the moment, it's a mystery, but that's a later problem.
Class L's are marginally habitable. Your character would know this. Usually it just consists of vegetation, though not suitable for human colonists because the air is slightly thinner, but it is breathable.
Yeah. That's why he's kind of commenting that he's not feeling, because he's surprised he's not more lightheaded or anything like that, although that headache talkings. All right. So I patched up your ribs. I just reset your arm. You have a mild concussion. Please try not to get hit in the head again. He shrugs. Like there's somehow you can keep that from happening. Other than that, you should be able to move around.
Yeah, she just kind of looks up and said, and here I am forgetting my helmet.
I keep saying they have to be standard issue. Well,
Yeah. And she takes her good arm and offers it for him to help her up.
yeah, he'll haul you up.
Oh! Oh!
That's with the pain medication, believe it or not.
Oh! Okay.
I
I'm
think
still
the-
alive.
I think the ship did try to beam us, but the beam we must not have taken. It's amazing we didn't and he points to the shattered window. It's amazing we didn't go flying out. That would have been terrible.
Yeah. That could have been bad.
So, our first job is to see if we can make some sort of beacon to alert them that we're where we are down here. Because there's no way we're going to be able to make any communications with the ionic disturbance in the region. But we might be able to highlight where we are. After that, we can worry about getting shelter, food, and so forth. Which, thankfully, Class L Planet, we should be okay. Just, understand that we're going to be... the air's a little thin. So you're going to get tired a lot easier than you...
Oh, and here I thought the concussion would just make me tired. Oh, this would be fun.
Oh, just like survival training, just with a broken arm and rib. Think of it as a advanced placement course. You even get a shiny certificate that you can mount on your wall.
Yay. She will say, how much of the shuttle survived? Maybe we can make something out of the parts.
Wolfgang will start scanning around to see how much, if there's anything in the shuttle they can salvage.
Reason plus engineering. Difficulty of 1.
Because I would assume they have some kind of beacon, and if it's destroyed, I'm fairly sure I can piece it together.
Sanna-del, take a look at these readings. I think you can make more sense of this.
Yes, sir. She hobbles over to him.
He'll walk over, kind of hold out the tricorder to her. Almost like he knows her engineering score is higher than his.
Not by much. Was what? Reason engineer?
Reason engineering. Difficulty of 1.
I'm spending a momentum.
Okay.
Small craft as a focus.
Sure.
We are scanning a small craft.
Well, that's why I shouldn't have rolled.
You didn't reset the complications. There was no complication.
Okay, cool. Awesome sauce. I can't re-roll it.
Can
my
succeed
eyes
at
aren't focusing,
cost
Commander.
if you want.
Sure, why not? Why not? Let me focus real quick. And yeah, sure. Why not? There's not much left of this thing, is there, Commander?
You tell me. You're the one that can understand half of it.
Hold on, I'm still.
Hey, here, let me adjust that. There. It's probably easier to read now.
Yeah, thanks. I will succeed at cost if that was what you were waiting for me to say.
Oh. I think I got sent it, not you.
Sending it to both
Oh,
of you.
fair enough.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah. I just gotta send it over to him now.
Okay.
Yeah. I just gotta log back in the game. Okay.
Oh, of course they're fried.
Oh. Well, it's not like we can make smoke signals that they can see from orbit.
It'd have to be a large fire. It's doable, but we need to focus on shelter first. If we need, we might be able. If we need materials like metals, we'll be able to take bits of the shuttle, and make things out of that. But all right, grab your gear. We're gonna have to get the lay of the land and figure out where we're going to get our food and water until we can figure out what we're gonna do.
Yes, sir. And she will go and pick up a survival bag or whatever we have in the shuttle and hobble her way out.
Back on the Argo.
Meanwhile, back at the ranch.
More of us.
The captain is going to order.
Oh,
Oh God.
oh, son of a.
You all right?
He just grabs his ribs. He's just, oh, son of a.
Doctor, little help, please.
Oh, I think
I'll be
they're
through in a
broken.
second.
What the?
He runs across and starts.
So what are you doing?
Just scan to see what's. His ribs are broken, he said. Scanning his ribs. I'm
They
sorry, I was
feel
come back.
broken, yeah.
To scan his ribs to general bone structure to see if how and if.
Reason
Oh,
plus
and my arm. Yeah.
reason plus medicine difficulty 1.
I'll take the momentum just to see if I can. Oh, okay.
You just already rolled.
Yeah, I just caught the wrong button. Doesn't matter. Yeah, I got the 1.
And his arm's gone from
Yeah.
behind his head, just kind of
1
laying limp.
momentum.
One momentum high.
Have you done anything strenuous? Moved?
Yes, Doc.
Knocked
I went from the sitting position to the laying position. It was very strenuous. Trying to make light of the fact that he's in a lot of pain.
His head just moved to the side. Well, you've broke your ribs, so I would like answers. So you haven't done anything to your ribs, but yet they appear broken. Is there any way I can gather from the way the ribs are broken? Was it like force? Was it like the type of injury that would cause his ribs to break like that? Like, is
Doc,
it an
I
impact
don't.
or
So that's a momentum spend. So that was from what you can tell, the impact, the way they're broken, would be that typical of a very forceful impact around 3 or 4 Gs.
I don't think it's just my ribs, Doc. Oh,
he would patch up his ribs, then get in touch with the captain. I'd get an ass. Is it an ass? What's it? To patch up her
Ansys.
ribs. Ensis to patch up the ribs while he talked to the captain.
Sanna-del will also mention that he can't really move his fingers on his left arm.
Of course, we'll patch you up completely.
If you have any anesthetics, that'd be great right now. Oh God, this hurts. Oh.
I'm sorry, I didn't know that you were injured. I should really know my oath and look to the quiet people in the room, not the people who break their ribs by moving.
Oh.
He'd run a check on her as well.
Reason plus medicine difficulty 1.
I'll take the momentum this time because I've got cautious and see if I can build up the.
Whew.
Sensor science for the ship, though. But that is 2 momentum so far. That's 3, so I believe you're max.
What seems to be ailing you, Commander?
Headache. Very bad headache. Oh, it's hard to talk past it. Ow. Oh, I'd say about a 7, maybe an 8. Oh, that hurts.
It seems you have a mild concussion and bruising. Have you banged your head in the last hour or so? Well, I would have spotted it when you came in, since I last seen you.
Keep in mind, this was like literally minutes after you just did the last scan.
Oh, is it minutes? I thought it was
Yeah, it's
actually-
like about 10 minutes or so. Like 10, 15
Okay.
minutes.
Have you banged your head in the last 10 minutes?
No, I was sitting up, just looking around. I'm beginning to wonder if this is some sort of side effect of the thing.
The change.
Yes, that.
Would the readout, would I be able to correlate that it's roughly the same injury as what she got, like from a heavy impact from a crash?
You could that could be
Blunt force
hypothetical.
trauma.
It's some sort of blunt force trauma, is what.
Yeah. The way that it seems is you both have suffered some blunt force trauma wounds, even though you were just both sat here.
Doctor, are you getting any reports elsewhere on the ship, or are we the only two? Oh.
Reports on
hurt
random
injuries.
Random injuries.
Yeah, that.
He goes over to his station. Is there any random injuries reported?
No.
That's a negative, Commander.
All right.
What?
So that means the anomaly is contained to the two of us, meaning that we can hypothesize
That
that
used to.
right. So either we're getting worse, or whatever, or we're sensitive to the ionic cloud or something. Although it doesn't explain the ribs. I understand if we had both had headaches, because sonic species tend to have they're more susceptible to that sort of thing, but you don't just hurt yourself. That doesn't.
Not usually. No.
It seems like with his ribs, it was a high impact wound, going really fast.
Doctor, try scanning for chronotons. Maybe this is a delayed reaction from the shuttle. Maybe something hurt us while we were over there.
He searches for chronotons.
Antis, I am not crazy. I'm thinking outside the box.
Commander, you are a little crazy. But it's okay.
Oh. Don't test me right now, Lieutenant. Oh, wow.
That's gonna be a reason plus science roll.
Oh, my two best stats.
Difficulty of 3. So you're looking for
I'll take the extra dice just to, give me a chance.
Actually, your reason's not that bad.
Yeah. My science is perfect.
Yeah.
I learned what chronotons were last month.
Ow.
I don't know if I can remember how to spell chronotons.
Thin chrono, but it weighs a ton.
Oh,
feel like a crash test dummy.
Well, you normally look like one, so you can always.
Is that a bald joke coming from the blue guy with antenna?
Actually, it's antennae because there's more than one.
Oh, semantics.
Commander, unfortunately, there is no chronotons in either of your systems.
So it's not a time dilation. You can't bionic because it would affect the ship systems. What else could be doing that? We're not in the transporter. We're not being affected by it. What else could it be? Perhaps there is some sort of unknown electrical field either in the normal space or subspace layer that's affecting the ship. No, that doesn't make sense because we wouldn't be affected. Because it would affect somebody. We'd have reports.
Well, I'm going to get the captain, notify him, and then go from there. It just seems strange that you've got injuries, but the injuries are quite specific to both blunt force. Maybe that. Did they happen at the same time? Did they?
I'd say so, yeah. The minute you started moving around like that, I had a headache like I wouldn't believe. I thought it was a reaction to your pain, and then it just kept going. And oh, wow, moving around hurts. That was a bad idea.
A little bit, yeah. Yeah.
Do I need a medicine roll to fix them both, or?
Yeah, daring plus medicine difficulty 1 for both of them. It'd be separate rolls for each.
Whoops.
What am I doing daring science? I got a.
Your medicine's a 5, right? That still
Yeah.
wouldn't have made it.
I think we're maxed. I'm just guessing.
Far.
Assuming you spent one each time.
Yeah, it's just
You fix and heal the wounds.
Oh, that feels way better. Thank you, doctor. Ow. Oh, I can look at lights again.
I can actually sit up again. That's
on to the captain.
Haggard here. Go ahead, doctor.
Whatever happened to the shuttle?
Both patients have just seemed to get injuries from blunt force traumas, even though they didn't move. I've patched them back up. They're both in good health again. I just thought I'd inform you.
So these injuries just suddenly appeared?
To the best of my knowledge, both of them said that they were doing nothing, and Miss Sanna-del received broken ribs, and Commander Wolfberg got a concussion and bruising on her head.
While they were on the biobeds, Doctor, just a few minutes ago, you said that they were in perfect, indeed amazing health.
Yes, and then they haven't moved, and they have received both injuries.
Do you have any explanation for this?
We are running tests. There is no cryoton particles around us, so it isn't time delay. I believe Commander Wertberg is still trying to run data, but it is really, really beyond my scientific knowledge.
Understood, Doctor.
I can do it medically, but it is certainly a quandary.
Well, keep me informed of whatever you discover. Haggard out. Back on the bridge, Haggard will ask Chitre, How long until that ion storm moves through the system, Mr. Chitre? Ooh, back on the bridge.
Within a few hours. It was quite large. Appears that the radiation or the solar winds in the system have intermixed with the proto formations that are experienced in this system.
Proto formations?
Or, well, better term, the nebula cloud nearby. Like, it's a newer system,
Right.
so, like, they're kind of almost in a nebula in a way.
Right. Okay.
Protogen
There's still a lot of
by other, yeah.
Yeah. Very good. Are you getting any unusual readings from this kind of system?
No, Captain. Just while the levels of the ionic interference are much higher, but that's to be expected in a newer star system such as this.
We have a mystery on our hands. Can we track the descent of the shuttle from here?
Goes, we lost the shuttle during the ion storm, Captain. I would presume that it was destroyed. But we won't know until the ion storm passes, for sure.
Very well. We're currently out of the system, kind of on the edge like I ordered.
Yeah.
GM? Yeah, okay.
Mirror
Does give me...
kind of turns in her chair. Is everything all right with the commander and Sanna-del, Captain?
Yes and definitely no, Lieutenant. There's some kind of transporter malfunction. They're both perfectly healthy and as sane as either one of them ever is, but their DNA appears to have been mixed. So right now, Dr. Azonin is trying to figure out how, instead of a Deltan and a human, we have two half Deltan, half human people in sickbay. And they switch genders just to add a little extra sauce to things.
Few of the bridge staff just kind of turns and look at you for a second. I was like, wait, what? Did I hear that right?
Around. I know. We're working on trying to figure out. But as I said, physically and mentally, they appear to be fine. I've ordered them on limited duties, and the doctor is keeping a constant watch on them until we can figure out how to reverse the process.
Rod kind of bubbles over. He's like, Sanna-del was always kind of a man at heart.
Oh, Haran. I'm gonna beat your ass later. No, I'm kidding. I joke.
Meanwhile, back on the planet.
Feel much better.
Yes, as you're gathering your supplies, Sanna-del, you feel like your ribs no longer hurt, and you don't really have that slight headache anymore, Commander.
That's weird.
What is?
She moves her broken arm. I shouldn't be able to do that.
No, I reset it though, so the medication just probably going through your metabolism faster.
She also unwraps where he wrapped her ribs, and I assume all the bruising is gone.
It is. I mean, there's some residual stuff, but it's still sore.
Yeah. Commander, I don't... She just kind of like... They're still tender, but I don't think they're broken anymore.
Wolfgang's gonna take his tricorder and he's scanning not the ribs, but seems to be focusing on your head.
Yeah.
As he's doing a quick check to make sure you're not going loopy on him from hypoxia.
I don't know. Go ahead.
The Charcutter says, no, she's a Borg. I'm just kidding. Okay. That's strange. I'd understand your arm feeling better, but the ribs shouldn't be back to normal. I actually haven't taken any medication yet for my head. We might be on a planet that has some sort of regenerative properties. But without further study, it's hard to say. But on the plus side, you're not out of your head. I'm seeing what you're saying. I just don't know how it's happening yet.
Well, it's good to know that I'm not losing my mind, Commander.
It's a thing that is very easy to lose. Especially in situations like this. Alright. Set your phaser to a mid-range stun. We might run into wildlife here, and I'd rather it not run us down. But I don't want to kill it for obvious reasons, because we might need to eat it later.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, GM.
And she's also looking for like wood enough for a fire. Some kind.
Give
Obviously,
me.
I can find it.
Let's do some survival checks here. Fitness plus security, difficulty 1.
You got this?
Yes, sir.
Can I assist with that?
Yeah, you guys are working together to find enough supplies to make, a campfire and.
I'm spinning a momentum for a third.
Yeah, totally worth.
Yep.
Well, it was difficulty 1. You get your momentum back. You managed to collect some fallen branches, enough to make some, a nice fire somewhere. You do notice on your tricorder that there is a caves about a couple kilometers from your location.
Can I take that floating and one extra to say we also found water?
By
Yes.
sheer chance while we're looking for stuff.
There's like a little stream, but you do notice like in the trees that you are able to kind of get water from them. They kind of collect them and they seem to store them in a hollow chamber inside the tree.
Awesome. So I guess those caves are our best bet, Commander.
Yep. Let's get some of this water into our containers here. I'll take half of the fire load. You can take up another half, and then we'll just start hiking to the cave.
Yes, sir.
Let's make a marking here for the. Actually, I don't know why I'm worried about finding the shuttle. Not too many duranium deposits in the middle of the wood. He just waves around.
I mean,
Oh no,
you
where
never
did we
know.
park?
Alright. Scene change.
I can see where that's a problem.
As you're, trugging through the actual woods here, you hear the sound of thunder off in the distance.
Oh, that would be annoying right now. I start scanning to see how bad the weather is, and 2, how long we have till it gets to us.
Give me reason plus science, difficulty 1.
No, I don't have a good one for this, so I'll spend a momentum. For an extra die. And bang. There we go. Just be a spring rain, come on. Just a tiny bit of hail, a little bit of rain, that's all we... He says, muttering at his tricorder, like he's hoping that's going to help the readings be what he wants.
I mean, we can hope we're not in the Oklahoma of this planet, I guess.
Why? Is the storms particularly bad down there?
Tornadoes, sir. Tornadoes.
Oh, yeah, right. Sorry, I'm from up north, so not too many tornadoes up there. It happens, but very rare.
I went to Oklahoma once. I don't remember the reason. She says.
Oh, that's not. I'm detecting a massive iron storm that's going to hit us in about an hour. Winds of like 45k.
I think we better book it to those caves then, sir.
Agreed.
And she will start. She will let him lead because he knows where they're going, but she's going to suggest double timing it.
Yeah.
We're gonna put this Federation training to its limits.
At least we're not running uphill both ways, he says, running as fast as he can. Trying to keep in good spirits.
Sounds like something a grandpa would say.
Or a Vulcan, nah. Though they wouldn't see the logic of a hill being two ways.
They also wouldn't see the logic in complaining about walking.
Well, we're not
Sanna-del
walking,
just
we're
kinda
running.
smirks.
Semantics.
Oh yeah. I forgot about the technicality clause.
Oh, and if you just want more good news, it looks like we're going to be having hail and storms. So, it's almost like the planet wants to kill us.
Oh, I
Actually,
thought that was a given, sir.
Well, yeah. I had a instructor once who said that every planet's out to kill you. It's your job not to. I tell her it was not exactly the cheeriest guy in the world.
I don't know. There was a saying that a doctor said once, space is nothing but, what was it? I can't remember. Lack of oxygen to the brain as a...
By the way, she was trying to quote Bones, but didn't work out.
So give me
I forgot the
a
line.
fitness plus security difficulty 2 to get through towards the cave systems. To kind of make it in time.
Cool.
Difficulty increases because of the limited oxygen that's in the air.
Yeah. Spinning a moment for a third dice.
Get over there. There we go.
Yay, I made it.
A complication of 2, was it?
The complication is still 1. The difficulty increases because of the oxygen.
Right. I know I'm spending at least 1 for an extra die. I want to spend the other 2. I might have a complication, so yeah, I'll just roll as I am. Yeah. Ooh.
Get the momentum back.
We're rolling the same thing, I think. Nope, you got one of... Yeah, we're rolling the same thing.
Yeah.
And the two of you make it towards the entrance of the cave.
Oh, I don't want to do that again anytime soon, Commander.
We're going to need to get in deeper. That electrical disturbance might still clip us.
Yes, sir. And I'm thinking, what, 20 feet inside, give or take?
Yeah, if we can get in that deep.
Yeah, if it goes back that deep.
Yeah. GM, can my character think of any way to using like the surrounding rocks or materials to somehow shield our gear from the ionic blast that's coming?
Your best bet would be to go as deep as you can to the caves.
Okay, I'll give a scan of the cave, mainly just to get a rough map that he can look at and then try to remember for later. Because he knows he might lose the tricorder and he won't the luxury of scanning again.
If you spend 2 momentum, allow you kind of create that advantage that you can mark the cave to know where the exit's at as you're going
Sure.
in. All right. Carrying all the gear and the supplies that you managed to get, along with what you collected, you find a spot in the cave that is relatively, you feel like would be safe.
And Sanna-del will set up like a fire and then set her phaser to the lowest setting and start the fire with her phaser. It can be done on the lowest setting.
Yep. Glorified lighter.
Exactly.
Actually, I'm not that far off considering what it is.
So yeah, she's gonna go ahead and start a fire with her phaser.
All right. You managed to start the fire. It's having trouble staying lit.
There's a
And,
little oxygen.
Very
and you,
little
you
oxygen,
do
yeah.
realize it is much harder to breathe where you're at.
Yeah.
I'm going to do a quick scan to see if the air quality in these caverns is worse than outside. Because I know some caves can have bad gases in them the deeper you go.
All right. Yeah. Reason plus science. Difficulty of 1.
Chemistry focus?
Yeah, I'll allow it.
And I'll spend a momentum just in case. Not that high complication. Try again. There you go.
Well, you do succeed, except there is a complication.
Nothing I can do about it. Ooh, no. Yeah, my talent wouldn't come into it because I haven't scanned about the gases of this room yet. This is the first time. Downside of scanning for new stuff all the time. I don't benefit from my talent. I have to scan for stuff that I've already done. Oh.
What you should do is scan the planet from orbit, and then you can be like, well, I scanned it from orbit. Everything on this planet is already scanned.
Well, I guess the fates decided we needed a little R&R, Commander.
Yeah. Well, the good thing is that procedure is they'll look for the crash site and then they'll do a search pattern around it because they need to at least find a remains, as morbid as that is, and they'll find where we went.
We probably should have marked our track, shouldn't we?
No, it's okay. No, we can't stay here. There's
Yeah.
gases in here that if we stay in here, inside of an hour, we're gonna be breathing lethal amounts. The trees seem to be the only reason that this place is habitable at all.
Well,
But
we
yeah,
don't
that last part is the complication.
Yeah.
So we're dodging lightning, is that what you're saying, Commander?
We stay as close to the entrances as possible because otherwise we're the lightning and hail. The shelter should give us. Put that out, by the way. We're also probably breathing in whatever that's burning, which I just realized might not be good for us.
She takes and kicks dirt over it.
Yeah, probably not a big fire yet. All right, well, at least we still have the rest of the wood. set up out there, and I'll try to give a scan of the wood to make sure I won't like make it. Actually, as my science officer free question, was the fire a contributing factor to the bad fumes in this chamber?
Yes and no. However, the fire was also eliminating your breathable oxygen,
Yeah,
as it was taking up most of it.
I point that out to you, Sanna-del. It's like that's the other half. It wasn't necessarily giving us toxic fumes, but what little oxygen we have, the fire's consuming, especially in a small chamber like this.
Oh well, let's hope it doesn't get cold then, Commander.
Don't worry, these jackets are pretty warm.
You're also not Delton, sir.
That's true. Yeah, we're gonna migrate a closer to the entrance, and I'll try to keep an eye on my tricorder to see if I can find a nice Goldilocks zone where we are still fair as deep as we can get, so we can try to save our gear, but at the same time trying to get to an area where I know we're not breathing in toxic fumes anymore.
Okay.
So I don't know if that gets us all the way to the cave mouth or if we're actually accessed into the cavern system.
But yes, you get to the mouth of the cave, or close
Oh,
back
no.
to the mouth of the cave where it's a more safe distance for you. You can hear the sound of rain and thunder as the storm moves in.
I suppose this is a bad time to tell you I have a fear of thunderstorms, Commander.
Don't worry about it. It's not the thunder that gets you, it's the lightning. He taps you on the shoulder. So to give you something to focus on, start a fire closer to the mouth. That way, whatever oxygen's sucking up is what's blowing in, and we can sit far away from it and still get some fresh breaths from the fire.
She does exactly that, taking her time.
While she's doing that, I'm gonna try to see if I can somehow boost the signal on my hand communicator to cause not necessarily a full-on transmission, like full audio transmission. I just want a single signal that hopefully might be detected by the Argo's sensors.
So you want to rig something with your communicator, like as an emergency beacon,
Yeah.
essentially.
If I have to cannibalize my phaser to.
Okay. This is gonna be daring plus engineering, difficulty of 2.
Oops, that's the ship. I need my stats.
Sir, what are you... Seeing you fumble with it. Sir... Here, let me, sir.
Yeah, I'll get the fire. I just want one clear signal. That's all I need from it.
Yes, sir.
The way I figure this essentially is you're trying to boost the communicator signal to allow it to emit like an emergency broadcast signal.
Yeah.
Yep. And, do we have momentum? Because I'm going to spend one if we do. Yeah.
Hey, you got it.
I got it. Yeah, boy.
You managed to rig the communicator. In doing so,
Go ahead.
a big lightning strike hits one of the nearby trees where you're at.
She jumps.
Ooh, that was close.
I got it working, Commander. I think.
Alright. Okay, start broadcasting. Hopefully they'll see it before the darn storm knocks it out.
She will. Yeah, she'll open it and start broadcasting.
Man, that's a downpour. Glad we're not out in that.
Yeah, me too.
Alright.
This is probably the first time Wartburg's ever seen her scared of anything.
Yeah, that's why he's trying to be. He's like, "Oops, my junior officer's all spooked." Ah! It's okay. You're fine.
Back in sickbay.
Yes.
Both Sanna-del and the commander feel slight chill.
Ooh. Correct me if I'm wrong, Sanna-del, but Deltans aren't particularly sensitive to low temperatures, are they?
We're sensitive to a lot of things, but
Doctor, did you turn down the AC?
Feels like it dropped like a whole 10 degrees in here.
I wish. No, the AC is exactly the same temperature.
No, Commander, we Deltans are extra sensitive to certain things, temperature being one of them, he says.
Oh. Weird. Can I get a blanket or something? It's fairly cold in here. Or an increase in temperature. Either way works. Looks at you, Doctor. Never mind. I'll just take a blanket.
I'm sorry, I missed part of that, but yes, you can have a blanket.
It's almost like Wolfgang was hoping you didn't hear the first thing she said.
He would check to see what their core body temperature is. Or what their temperature is.
I'm just gonna give it to you. It's just, it seemed like they dropped a little bit. Like, not much. Like, their core is still normal, it's just their outer.
Yeah.
It seemed like it dropped just a hair. So yeah, what are you guys doing?
I'm going to ask for a pad, and then I'm going to write out some orders for the science team, for a science team to be convened to study the results of the transporter logs and work with engineering to try to. Oh, we don't have momentum, so I can't create a team. Fudge.
Is there any way I can get a pad with the transporter details from Anders?
Yeah,
Or
flip
Anders
this over.
could go through the logs.
Yeah, Anders can do that.
And you can help him because the more heads together, because apparently everyone's busy.
Yeah.
So we're all that the ship has at the moment.
That would require Sanna-del to leave sickbay.
Well, bring him here. You can read logs somewhere else.
I believe I asked for the information anyway.
Yeah,
You did.
You heard.
I mean, you can go. I mean, it's gonna be a reason plus engineering to go through the logs. Difficulty 0.
Okay. He'll get up and worm his way over to this console and look at the.
Sorry.
And we'll take a look.
I would like them both to eat.
Take a threat.
sure, Doctor. I'll get the supplements replicated.
Dang it. Nope.
And then to check their absorption of food to see if that's different.
I got a complication and no way to get rid of it.
It
Have
was
fun with
difficulty 0 though, so.
It was
That's
difficulty
true.
0, but there's a complication with that.
You succeed! Yay!
Yay.
The complication is we don't have good. We only have rations. Yeah, that's a great complication. We would really hate that, wouldn't we? Oh man, I'm already disappointed. No? GM's not biting at that? Okay.
No.
The old Brer Rabbit tactic.
Break another rib? What?
You now have carpal tunnel. What?
Well. He just looks through. No, that's too far back. Oh, come on. What the? Okay. This is odd. Um, Apparently when we were in the buffer, our patterns got mixed, and then they were split, obviously.
Well,
But
the mixed part was obvious split.
they fused for a moment, and then they split when I guess we rematerialized.
Oh, yes, now I understand the information. It's just that when you said they split,
Wait, isn't that
So-
how transporters work anyway? They split you up and then put you back together. Isn't that right?
yeah, but it seems like your information got mixed in.
Our
With both of you.
codes got combined, so to speak, Commander.
Well, that holds the gene splicing theory anyway. Is there anything new added to the mix? Anything that wasn't part of our initial beam information?
That's part of the complication that you're not able to get other data from it.
No, sir, that's all I have.
Okay, so we can't use the transporter logs. We can't check the shuttle's data because we lost the shuttle. I'm assuming we lost the shuttle. She looks at the doctor.
I haven't had any information on the shuttle, but if we do get the shuttle, we might be able to get some data from it at the other end. So if we haven't lost it, I'm going to try to find it.
All right.
Find it.
All right, give a call up to the bridge. Maybe they got lucky and the thing's just sitting out there waiting for us to study it.
Doctor to the captain.
Haggard here. What's your status, Doctor?
At this present moment, we're still running through theories. Have we found the ship at all?
The Athena?
No, the ship that they were in.
Oh, the shuttle.
The shuttle. Yes.
We lost the shuttle during the ion storm pretty much at the instant of transport. More than likely it was destroyed, and we're not going to be able to look any further until the ion storm passes in a little under 2 hours.
Okay.
Captain,
Yes, number one?
could you have the con send down the flight data of the shuttle? We might be able to extrapolate where it went based on its velocity and direction. So it gives us something to look at, because right now we have whatever data we have is fairly limited until we can get more evidence and more data.
Haggard just kind of nods at Haran to send that information down.
Reason plus con, difficulty 1.
Oh wow, she has to get activated.
No, well, for not that. No, to look at the data, which will be assisted by the ship's computers plus con.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh,
I don't think Haran's ever been has only been activated once. So.
She hasn't. That's why I was so excited.
It was like you just give him a new doll in his dollhouse. It's like, I've got a shiny new toy.
Yeah.
No.
Problematic.
He was going to put a number next to her name and everything.
You said
Reason con?
controlling the reason.
Reason con, which is you're using the Argo to calculate based on the trip data that you got from the shuttle right before you lost communication with it to figure out what happened to it.
Yep. Let's see. Small craft, sensor imaging, or astronavigation for a focus.
I'll take astronavigation.
Awesome sauce.
This is where someone
Uh,
takes navigation by the
threat.
stars. Ooh, a threat.
Yep, because I'm gonna reroll that 0 and hope for the best. There we go. 5 successes.
4 momentum gained.
I think I heard someone called Babe Ruth come up to the plate. No, I was kidding. Aw,
Spending 2 threat for a complication.
of course you are. What kind of GM does that anyway?
I don't know. Only all of them.
Not the Monday guy. Monday guy's awesome.
I don't
Now,
know.
really?
I don't
Expecting
know, I
payback for
remember a few
tomorrow,
times.
so
Well, on the plus side, Doctor, the supplements are good. I haven't lost my sense of taste.
Sir,
I'm very.
according to the math, it had an uncontrollable dive, but it was definitely towards the planet.
Makes sense.
There's no power to the shuttle, and oh, if that's what happened to the, oof. And I believe the engines may have been totaled out on it. Martel will be happy to hear that, I'm sure.
Shuttle falling from high orbit into a planet. Yep, that's going to be fun to collect again. Oh no, I just realized. She falls back in the bed and just there for Ion Storm fries electronics, which means if it's unshielded and it had an uncontrolled fall between the blunt force of the fall and the high intense energy of the Ion Storm, unprotected from shields, and then put through reentry, I'm betting everything on that thing's fried right now. So there's...
Good possibility, sir.
Oh, damn it. Sits back up. All right. Well,
Best bet is to wait for the ion storm to clear and then
go and
possibly scan for the shuttle's materials.
yeah, see if there's any data we could collect from it. Actually, Sanna-del, is there a way to send a shielded probe out there, or would the shields of a probe be able to withstand the storm?
for a momentum, I will answer that question.
Go ahead.
Sure.
Why not?
Ow.
No, sir.
All right. Well, Might as well send your report up to the captain. At this point, without further data, we're at a standstill beyond theorizing.
Yes, sir. He sends the report to the captain and just kind of slowly walks back to the bio bed as if he's thinking. I don't know. No, that can't be right. He says,
Hey, there's no bad ideas here, Lieutenant. Right now, we need anything in a brainstorm is worth it.
well,
Oh, trust me, there's always bad ideas.
Not helping,
doctor. As if they were psychically linked. Not
Wow,
helping.
they are twins.
What? Say if we were actually on that shuttle, sir.
Mm-hmm.
And then he looks at the doctor. Would those injuries we would have had lined up?
Depends on the
It's
crash,
a
how we hit
long
the
shot. I
Well, the
don't
problem
know
is we're
how it
here.
would be connected. Yeah, that's why it was.
No,
I don't know.
I'm sorry. I think you just won a gold medal there for mental gymnastics. How can you possibly be on the shuttle if you landed in the teleport pod?
That's why I said it was a bad idea, Doctor.
But yes, a crash would cause the type of injuries that you received. But
Doctor,
I don't know.
yes,
we did check for chronoton radiation.
Particles,
However, we did not
yes.
check for quantum shifting. We may be close enough parallel to a separate existence to ourselves, where one of us we actually crashed instead of being beamed over. So theoretically, if we're close enough and connected enough to our other selves, we could be subjected to the same effect, or at least psychosomatically. That's assuming there's any quantum variance in our bodies.
That would be one answer, yes.
Also, Santa Claus might be real, but I'm trying to do something that might help us here, Doctor.
Yeah.
I did say it was a long and bad idea.
Hey, there. Once upon a time, people thought rocks couldn't be thinking living things, but shrug. That's a thing. Not that long ago, silicon-based life forms were impossible, and then people stumbled on them. Who knows? That's why I say there's no such thing as a bad idea, because it could be a bad idea for now, and then a genius idea 20 years from now. Assuming Kirk doesn't take credit for it. And then he kind of winces as she winces at that, like, oh yeah.
And
We'll
cut to the bridge here.
You would. I don't know.
Yeah. Captain.
Is that Mira?
Yeah.
Yes, Lieutenant?
It's faint, but I'm picking up an emergency transponder.
From where?
The Class L planet.
Mr. Chitre, how long till we can go back in orbit of the Class L planet?
Relatively soon, Captain. The ion storm is almost past.
Lieutenant Haran, plot us a course back to a tight orbit around the Class L planet. Lieutenant Mira, see if you can't lock in the coordinates of that transmission. And as soon as possible, yes?
She just says, yes, sir. I'll let you activate Haran. She give me a control plus con. Difficulty 2, because of the current ionic fluctuations within the system.
All right, let me pull her up here. Yay, Haran. Okay. What shall we give her? Let's do maybe cautious con. She'll take a momentum for a third die. Astronavigation as a as a focus.
She's not really. She have helm operations.
Flight operations.
Close enough.
Okay. All right. 3
It's also assisted by the ship's engines plus con.
Okay.
Engines con.
There's Haran. She gets to reroll 1. What the hell is she rolling? Daring engineering. Hold on, let me redo all that. That was control con, right?
Yes, control con.
Yeah. There we go.
Of course. 2 momentum gained.
I wanted my fan theory to be right. She's actually just really bad at this. That's why she never does anything.
No, I believe I built Haran. Haran is a fairly decent pilot.
The Argo. There was a little bit. She had to fly through the ion storm a little bit as the ship maneuvers into a high orbit above the Class L planet. As for Mira, she's going to have to do a task to locate that signal.
Oops.
It's going to be a difficulty 4 for her.
You gonna roll her?
I'll roll her because, yeah.
There's 4 momentum on the table.
She does have cautious engineering because this will be a control engineering assisted by the ship's communications engineering.
Communications engineering. There we go.
So I just need to know how much momentum you want her to spend.
3. That gets her 2 dice, yeah.
Yep. There's the 4. Just need the ship.
Oops.
Right, get 1 momentum. Captain, I've located the transponder. It's Commander Wolfgang's communicator. Appears to be coming from my cave system.
Ha! All right.
But isn't the commander in sickbay?
So we thought, Lieutenant, and from all appearances, well, most appearances, Mr. Trey, how's the weather? Transporters reliable or not?
There appears to be some sort of ion storm on the surface of the planet. Most likely due to the system and its own ion storm kind of caused the planet's weather systems to shift.
How dangerous would it be to take a shuttle down there?
I would not recommend it, Captain.
How long until the planetary storm passes?
Judging by this, 4 hours. It's a rather large storm front.
Understood. Haggard to sickbay.
Go ahead, Captain.
Doctor, we've got an interesting development where you're reading a distress beacon from the Class L planet in this system. I've taken us back in to assume orbit. From what Lieutenant Mira can tell, the distress beacon is originating from Commander von Wartburg's communicator.
What?
Unfortunately, the system ion storm has created havoc with local weather on the planet below, and there's a massive storm going on the planet. Transporters won't be able to push through it, and it's even too dangerous to take a shuttle down for about 4 hours until the storm passes.
Did he just say you are on the planet, Commander?
She flips open her communicator and pages the bridge.
Haggard here.
Just testing that my communicator works, sir. She closes it because she's probably echoing now. Sorry, sir. I still have my communicator. So I'm not sure how you're hearing my communicator on the planet. It's very strange. Is Mira detecting that there was a second communication from the same device?
Mira?
That's a negative, sir.
What are the signals different, or
It's the emergency transponder signal of Commander Wolfgang von Wartburg.
It looks like our mystery has deepened. I'm going to head to Transporter Room 1 and see if I can't go over exactly what happened during the transport with Lieutenant Anders. Haggard out. Mr. Dutre, you have the con, and I'm going to head down to the Transporter Room.
All right. I'm gonna drop Anders in here.
Okay. Anders, we need to find out exactly what happened during the transport of Commander von Wartburg and Lieutenant Sanna-del. Pull up the records and let's go through it with a fine-toothed microcomb. Because in the future they have microcombs.
It's gonna be the same information that I gave Sanna-del.
Mm-hmm.
The transporter logs show that during the transport progress, there was that both the commanders and Sanna-del's patterns got mixed in together during the transporter stream, fusing for a moment, and then splitting right before the transporter materialized them.
Okay. Let's look at the split more carefully. Is there any way to really dig into the data at this point about the split?
That would be a momentum cost.
Okay.
Captain frivolously throwing away our momentum.
The split was an automatic essentially initiative by the transporter realizing, oh, this isn't one pattern, this is two. And because of the fusing, that it had to make sense of the data somehow. Mm-hmm. And that's how you got two. Unfortunately, the patterns are so intermingling together that when it split, it just reorganized the data from the single pattern into what it thinks it made sense, essentially.
But it only split 2 ways.
Right.
Okay. At any point during the transport, can we tell if there was some weird, particularly strong interference or unusual energy spikes or anything? Accounting for the ion storm that jumps out as particularly glitchy or unusual.
That would be another momentum spin.
Sure.
Right at the start of the transport, there was a high energy surge of negative ions. If that is such a thing. But technobabble.
All right.
At least you admit it. No, this is all real science. What are you talking about?
It's all proven
What-
fact.
What did that do to the beam? Was it just did it kind of disrupt something, or?
It's what kind of caused the patterns to fuse.
Okay. Go over to a wall panel. Haggard to von Wartburg.
Yes, sir.
It looks like at the very beginning of transport, what caused the fusing of the planet, your patterns, was a massive surge of negative ions.
What?
We were in that ion storm, Commander, when the beam happened.
Any chance you could extrapolate possibilities of what that might have caused? Beyond the mixing of your two patterns.
Let me think.
But with your communicator rather, transmitting from the planet below, is it possible that there was some sort of duplication?
Cloning is theoretically possible to transport. Problem is that it's one of those things that it's incredibly difficult. You'd have to do it on purpose, and we'd both appear on the pad. Usually, the results in rather messy endings.
Says my suddenly female half-Delton
Yeah.
first officer.
It's theoretically possible, sir. That's all I can say without further data. Although I hate to point this out, sir. Another possibility is that we didn't have a duplication. We just had a universe shift. If you're familiar with the mirror universe theory. Yeah, that's why I'm a little worried at the moment.
Well, while you're in sickbay, scan yourselves for quantum variance.
See, I told you that wasn't a bad idea. Sorry, just somewhat vilified at the moment.
I was just about to do that.
See, Antis, he was going to do it. Ants just puts up his hands, walks away. Stop picking on me.
You might be enjoying that a little bit too much, Commander. We do not use our powers for evil. Sanna-del just kind of says nonchalantly.
We'll get on it, Captain. At least we have more data. Thank you.
Haggard out.
So how are you going to perform this scan in sickbay?
Sharp blades and microscopes, I think.
What kind of
Yes.
microscope and sharp blades?
Wait.
I was going to start with. Well,
Who's
I was gonna
sponsoring
start
this?
with. I
Hostile.
was going to start with the Oshan.
Brought
It's
to you
not really
by
Jack.
Jigsaw.
Whoa.
Brought to you by Riser. All your pleasure needs in one planet.
Yee. So, hey doctor, how are you doing this? Because if someone screws up, I'd rather it was you. Plus, you have a staff.
How would the normal check be done?
Well, one would do a sensor scan of some kind and then look specifically for quantum variants. But if you have a sample of our bodies, you could destroy it, and from the breakdown of the destruction, you could determine the quantum particulars, which
So you could do
biologically.
a
Yeah.
So
molecular scan. That's what I'm getting at.
Yep, I could take some blood and then burn it down for the quantum.
Yeah.
Okay. This is gonna be a reason plus science, difficulty 2. Can be assisted by the ship's sensors plus science. No, actually, computers plus science.
I see how it is.
Yep.
I heard that reverse that gear shift.
Mm.
And oh, hey.
There you go. 2. But I spent 1 moment because we won. Commander Wolfgang, you're science oriented, aren't you?
I'd like to think so. Yes.
Would you like to look at these with me? I've just found something. At the atomic level, it appears that there's a rather strange quantum entanglement. A quantum vibration, it seems.
Oh.
Hence the title of the episode.
That's how that. Wait. Okay, so quantum duplication. If we have the same thing and we're on the same, that something happened to one, it would happen to the other. Sort of like, okay, but then why would there be? Oh, doctor, you should really tell the captain about this. I think this proves out his theory.
Yes, of course. Doctor to the captain.
Haggard here, go ahead.
Yes, I've just finished doing a molecular scan of both Sanna-del and the Commander Wolfberg, and at an atomic level, there appears to be a strange quantum entanglement. In theory, it's like some sort of quantum vibration. It seems to be they seem to be linked in a certain way.
To each other?
It doesn't seem to be each other.
Captain, have you ever heard of quantum computers or quantum computing?
Of course.
So yeah, it's the same theory, but except on a biological level. If we're probably reacting to something that we're quantumly linked with something on the surface. If two things are on the same wavelength, then they both react to the same things. So it's entirely possible that there's some sort of quantum duplication, like you were theorizing before. Although how that happened and we're not just completely destroyed is beyond me.
So Sanna-del's sudden broken ribs and arms and your sudden concussion
are the quantum linked to our doubles down on the surface
that got hit when the
shuttle hit the ground. They went from high orbit and came to a free fall crash.
Well, number one, serving with you is certainly not boring. All right.
And just
Oh,
at this
thinking
present
that
moment,
far?
there's 2 of him, so it could be double fun.
I beg your pardon.
Well, they've got 2 of you now, if we're correct.
Oh, yes, of course.
Is there any danger of any sort of side effects should you and your doppelgangers come together? I mean, to meet one another physically.
GM, do you want a reason roll out of that? Is there a annihilation effect? Like,
Right
I
now,
wouldn't think.
it's gonna be it's unknown.
Yeah.
Because this is new
Are we going?
territory.
Yeah.
Are we going to just time cop this stuff? Like get them a touch and then there's a big explosion.
Sir, we're in Terra Nova at this point. Theoretically, this isn't possible. Like, this shouldn't happen. But on the plus side, they're not antimatter because we would have noticed the explosion from here.
Fair enough, because I think I may need a good pilot.
I'm right here, Captain.
Stand by. Haggard to bridge.
Yes, Captain.
How long until that storm on the planet below passes?
A couple more hours, sir.
Understood. Commander von Wartburg, is there any danger in us waiting a couple of more hours so we'll have a safe window for the shuttle to go to the planet and see what's what?
You said you were getting a signal, sir?
A distress beacon, yes. Mira has locked onto its coordinates.
Where is it coming from? Is it still out in the open? It shouldn't be, but I assume it's in some sort of cavern system or shelter of some kind.
GM? Do we have that?
Mira did
information?
say it was coming from. It appeared to be coming from sort of cave system. She did say that earlier.
She did say that it appeared to be coming from some sort of cave system.
So they found cover. The problem with ion storm, sir, is that it can cause quite a bit of harm to biologicals if it's caught out in the open. If they found cover, they should be okay. Ideally, I'd want to have gone as deep as possible, but cavern systems sometimes have noxious gases in them, so they might have been forced to stay further out. Depending on the intensity of the storm, I don't know how bad it is, but if it's intense enough, they could be in a lot of now, or they could be perfectly safe. It again depends on how severe the energy distribution is. The minute we lose the signal, they're definitely in trouble because that means the ion has affected the cavern.
Understood.
But there is the other thing to this as well. You 2 are in a sick bay at the moment. If they get any symptoms, you get them, and if I'm healing you, I'm probably healing them. Looking at you with like a face like, think that works?
That would work because quantum entanglement goes both ways. If one vibrates, the other vibrates. So if we vibrate sample 2, sample 1 vibrates.
So if I heal you of any ailments here, they should be fine on the planet. It's just obviously how badly you get injured.
Right. I think. Yeah, you're gonna want to keep emergency people on us at all times in case something to our quantum duplicate. Because if they get into distress, we'll immediately go down, most likely.
Try not to vibrate too hard, then.
Haha.
Haggard out. Haggard to Mira.
Yes, Captain.
Mira, see if you can't punch communication through to the planet below. Try and contact Lieutenant Sanna-del's communicator. Ignore any ones that may appear on the ship. Try and find her on the planet below and punch comms through.
Will do, sir. We're gonna shift. Whoop. Wrong one. There we go.
We're outside now. Why?
No.
And we're dying for some reason.
Spending 2 threat.
Be nice if I got less cold.
On your emergency beacon, you hear it, the beep goes suddenly off.
Oh, son of a.
Did it fry or the battery just die?
No, I think this wire. I overloaded the wire.
Yeah.
Wasn't meant to take that kind of energy.
Well.
I'm lucky we had it for as long as we did.
And the communicator that just went dark started chirping.
Answer it.
Sanna-del flips it open. This is Lieutenant Sanna-del, the USS Argo. Is anybody out there?
Sanna-del, can you hear us? Sorry.
A little. There's a lot of interference.
Are you safe?
For the time being, I think.
Assuming the storm doesn't get worse.
We're in a cave out of the storm. Don't know how long it's gonna be.
Hold position.
I don't know.
Okay.
Go for a nice stroll.
I've always wanted to dance in the rain.
And the communication just kind of goes dead.
Well, good news then. They didn't forget about us.
Assuming the captain's returned to the bridge at this point.
It's your only hope. Oh, wrong direction.
Captain, I managed to get a hold of them on the surface of the planet. They seem to be okay for now. Communication was very spotty at best. The interference between the storm and the system was rather difficult.
Understood. Good work.
Who's in sickbay if that's Sanna-del and the commander on the surface, Captain?
Apparently, we're dealing with some type of quantum entanglement and quantum vibrations. A surge of negative ions at the point of transport apparently not only interwove the commander and the lieutenant's DNA and the pattern buffers and causing the computer to emergency split them back into two separate but mixed beings at the point of transport, but also left Sanna-del and Wartburg on still in the shuttle. So quantum duplication linked with quantum entanglement. And the science is beyond me. So if you have any further questions, I'm sure Mr. Chitre here could be perfectly happy to answer them.
Ah, yes. Quantum entanglement. Interesting subject, really. If you take two atoms and you vibrate them at the same...
Chitre?
Yes, Captain.
Inform the shuttle bay, tell the shuttle bay to ready the, let's see which one I want to take. To ready the Orpheus, and have Commander Anders, not Commander, give him a big promotion. Lieutenant Anders, meet me in the shuttle bay.
Yes, sir. As he just kind of turns back around.
Nothing like an exposition dump to silence the crew.
And yeah, Haggard will meet Anders in the shuttle bay. He'll tell Anders to grab an engineering kit. And what I want to do is, while we're waiting for the last of the storm to pass by, is just in case to see if we can't reinforce the shields and structural integrity of the shuttle, just in case we run into rough weather.
This will be a control plus engineering difficulty 2. No assist from the ship.
Can
reinforce
Haggard
it.
assist Anders?
He can, yes.
Okay.
Will he's the question.
Yeah, that's always the question. Control engineering. Let me get everybody set up here. Okay. Difficulty 2, you said?
Yes.
Okay. Let's just. Ooh, Anders, you go, boy. Although, actually, those should both be 1s. Just
Yeah.
I didn't have. I had to focus by accident. Unless you'll take computers or warp field dynamics.
Nope.
Okay. Here's Haggard. Okay, no whammies.
You do succeed. You have the advantage that you can reinforce the shuttle to help with the ionic interference that it's in the system currently.
Nice. Don't really have another pilot, do we?
Sure you do, a Huron.
Yeah, but I'm not sure I want to leave the ship without a pilot. Well, of course, I guess in worst case scenario,
Sanna-del can do it.
yeah, Sanna-del can come up to fly the ship if necessary.
Besides, new supporting character that's flight won't be much worse than her right now. She's only been activated the once.
She's not too shabby. Let's see what she has. She's got a value. Small craft focus. Cautious con.
Yeah, she's probably your best pilot who isn't currently medical bayed right now.
That's true. All right. Haggard to Dr. Tizonen.
Go ahead, Captain.
Doctor, keep an eye on Sanna-del and Commander von Wartburg, but it may become necessary for one or both of them to assume their stations on the bridge. I'm going to have to take Ensign Huron as a pilot down to the planet below to try and retrieve their doubles, quattros, whatever we're dealing with here.
Well, if you wish, Captain, I can bring a medical team. I can bring myself and them up to the bridge and view them from there.
Make it so, Doctor.
Of course, Captain.
Number 1, you'll have the ship.
Aye, sir.
Ensign Huron, as soon as Lieutenant Sanna-del arrives to relieve you, join me in the shuttle bay.
Yes, Captain.
And as soon as he gets there, he will sit down, chiseled jaw and all.
Doctor, do you mind if I borrow one of your staff? I want to have a word with the captain down in the shuttle bay.
Yes, of course.
Thank you.
And I'd walk up with Sanna-del.
Who's going on
Yeah.
the shuttle real quick? So I just kind of set the stage scene.
Haggard and Haran. Probably. Let's take Ansys for a medical.
All right.
The doctor can take care of the stuff up here.
And both the Sanna-del and Wolfgang are heading to the bridge.
Wolfgang's
Yep.
heading to the shuttle bay.
Shuttle bay first, and then Sanna-del is heading to the bridge.
Yeah, Sanna-del is heading to the bridge. Yeah.
It
Sanna-del.
sounds funny. It really does. But, okay.
I had to come up with some kind of catchy for this.
Oh,
new
fair
form.
enough.
We have Femwolf already. You know. I had to come up with something.
So yeah, Haggard will be doing pre-flight on the shuttle until Haran gets there.
All right. They're not there just yet.
Okay.
But I would say Ansas kind of arrived around the same time as Wolfgang. I don't want to say it the other
Yeah.
way, but
Yeah. Makes sense because I said I needed a medical.
right.
We're heading that way anyway, so.
Yeah.
Captain,
Yes, number one.
can I have a word with you in private?
Sure. So I kind of step around to the side of the shuttle with Wolfgang. What is it, number one?
Permission to speak freely, sir.
Go ahead.
What the hell are you doing, Ulysses?
Going
You're the
down.
captain of the ship. You can't go gallivanting off to a planet and get yourself caught in an ion storm. I almost died.
So, what? I'm supposed to send you?
Well, no, you send one of your staff. Delegate.
Number one, I need you and Lieutenant Sanna-del, just versions of you on the ship, so in case anything goes wrong to your counterparts down below, the doctor can heal you and thereby mitigate their conditions. Trust me, if you're on the planet down below, you'll take good care of me.
Oh, I don't think either of us should go. No, that's there's risks of various reasons, but I don't know. I just don't want to get hurt. That's all. I mean, you're the type that will go gallivanting into any damn danger you want, and somehow you think everything's gonna be all right. Well, sometimes it's not going to be okay.
Well, yeah, that's true, Wolfgang. You're absolutely right. However, I'm at this point. I'm the best suited for this mission, so I'm going to go.
Damn it!
You just take care of my ship until I'm back.
Tugs at the uniform.
But look at it this way: I'll have a Wolfgang up here and a Wolfgang down there. What could possibly go wrong?
You know, I could quote regulation and make you stay.
Well, you could certainly try, although it could be argued that you're not yourself and therefore don't really have the authority to issue those commands due to your medical condition.
Folds arms.
But I'm sure neither one of us wants to take either of those routes. And I'm taking, we're all armed, so I'm satisfying regulations where the captain going into a potentially hostile situation is accompanied by an armed detail. So I think I'm well within my duties and responsibilities to go, and I'll be all right. Your job is to take care of the ship and the crew until I get back. And believe me, I won't linger anywhere.
Aye, sir.
All right. You work on figuring out how to reintegrate all 4 of you.
I will be sure to put that on the record, sir. Yes.
Because, Wolfgang, the science of all this is beyond me. I can go and fetch people, but I can't figure out how to fix this. You're the only one on this ship that can.
I'm not sure there's much to fix, sir, but it'll definitely be a research project. But research and science aside, I'll be happy you come back alive.
All right. Well, let's get this show on the road.
Aye, sir.
Dr. Ansys, do you have your medical kit and everything you'll need? Hopefully we won't need it, but just in case.
Yes, Captain. I have everything here.
So, as soon as,
Is he?
as Ensign Haran arrives, we'll be on our way.
And moments pass by, and Haran arrives. Whew. It just passed the other Sanna-del. Interesting.
Yes, I think I've just been mothered by my first officer. Get me the hell off of this ship.
Yes, sir. And she.
Haggard to shuttle bay control. We are ready to launch.
All right, I'm gonna need a.
What's wrong?
I lost it. So.
I mean, he's a handsome fella. I can imagine. And I think he's still dying over there.
He's just muted his mic.
Yeah, he's too busy laughing. We broke him. Hooray!
All right, who wants to run Haran?
I can. I made her. Why not?
And Wolfgang, you can run Ansys since you made him.
Well,
Date's Haggard.
actually, I will let the doctor do Haran because I will be playing Sanna-del here shortly.
Fair enough.
Actually,
I'll,
Doctor, you want to take up Ansys? Come to think of it.
I can. I'll do Ansys. It's fine because it's not. I was hoping another player would be here today, but.
Ah,
You good with
I get it. You
doing
don't like me.
Haran?
It's fine.
No, it's just so you guys can play your characters. No, I can play either one. Just whatever the doctor wants to take. I'm just saying that it's gonna be Daring Khan.
Daring Khan.
You're taking
She
up
seems
Haran.
like a control. Yeah. Let's hope. So.
Is a difficulty 3.
I believe in the shuttle's ability to make it.
I hope so.
Yeah, no doubt. Hey, could Haggard assist from second seat?
Not really.
No,
But
well, there we got it.
The shuttle, wow. What is that?
Clutch.
Oh, that's a, yeah. Clutch right there. God, if it was a 7, that's oof. Yes. So the shuttle exits the Argo and heads down to the planet's surface. It's definitely raining. The winds are still at peak a little bit, but most of the storm front has passed on. And Haran managed to set it down just near the mouth of the cave.
Well done, Ensign.
I think our ride's here.
Do you have shuttle noises?
Or it's the oxygen deprivation causing hallucinations, Commander.
We'd be passed not long before that happened.
On the surface of the planet,
Small mercy.
you do see lights through the storm, and you hear the hum of the shuttle as it makes a touchdown nearby.
All right, let's knock out this fire and head over to the shuttle.
Haggard will lower
Yes,
the
sir.
rear ramp.
She'll kick the fire, and
It looks like it has a rear ramp anyway.
It does.
I think it's time we double time it, Commander.
Let's go. And hustle over to the shuttle.
Yep.
Commander, Lieutenant, how good to see you, looking so much yourselves.
Captain?
After a fall like that, I'm lucky everything's in one piece.
Yes, you guys are looking remarkably well for having crashed a shuttlecraft.
Yeah, it was weird. Sorry, I totaled the shuttle, Captain.
Well, no worries, it's just good to see you. Okay. You want to take a second seat with Iran and get us back to the Argo?
Yes, sir.
On the plus side, sir, I think we found a planet with regenerative properties.
Actually, you didn't, number one. What you're experiencing is quantum entanglement on a macro scale with some very interesting semi-doubles of you that appeared on our transporter pad. It appears that at the time of your transport, there was a massive surge in negative ions. This caused somehow a quantum doubling effect, and your DNA patterns got mixed up in the transporter, whose automatic safeties kicked in to separate the two patterns, but unfortunately it didn't realize whose was whose, and so there are now two half-human, half-Deltans on the ship who have your memories and personalities, but look absolutely nothing like you.
I begin scanning your head.
Sanna-del
In your case,
just
number one, I'm beginning to think it might have been an improvement.
Raises an eyebrow at that. Excuse me, sir?
Haran definitely goes, yeah, it is an improvement.
What?
apparently we make good-looking children, Commander. Sanna-del just kind of shrugs and walks onto the.
Do either of you have redheads in your family?
Sir, I'm Delton. She says.
I suppose on my father's side.
That explains it then.
Sir?
Huh?
You'll see, number one. You'll see. I look forward to seeing what you and you figure out to solve this situation.
Look, sir, just because we crashed the shuttle doesn't mean you have to on them. What actually happened?
I'm telling you what happened. Quantum doubling.
Quantum doubling. Sir, I hate to point out, but that is Terra Nova at best. It's theoretical science that's only been on paper, let alone tested.
That's fascinating. You told me that the exact same thing. And Haggard's kind of grinning through this entire conversation.
Right. And let me guess, since the other me is so much better, apparently I didn't complain at all when you galloped off the planet through a storm.
No, you complained.
Oh, okay.
Rather more vociferously than you usually do, actually. I think maybe some different instincts were kicking up.
I beg your pardon, sir.
Sanna-del just looks at Haran. So is the other me cute?
A lot cuter than you are.
Oh, well.
Beautiful
Not everybody.
hair.
I don't know what I'd do with hair. Ugh,
Comb it.
It's
I
a nice side
guess.
pattern, I believe. He does look really attractive.
All right, Sanna-del, Haran, let's get us home
Yes, sir.
before my Wolfgangs have conniptions.
Same task roll.
I will do it.
Daring con. Difficulty is 3. Spy the ship's engines plus con.
For some
Could
reason,
Haran-
Haran's going to assist.
Let's say could Haran assist as co-pilot?
And increase complication.
Your call, Sanna-del.
What was it? Difficulty 3?
Yep.
Okay. No, I think I should be alright. I'm using a milestone. And fast
From
ship Strange
when?
New Worlds.
Uh,
Pick a piloting thing.
yeah, no. No.
The captain might have a determination he could give.
I do have a determination I could give.
Hey.
Well, that'll work.
I give it.
There we go. Can I use the value either home is where the heart is,
Got it
home
back.
being the Argo, or fast ship Strange New Worlds?
I will say home is where the heart is. Like
Cool.
you're ready to get home off the
Mm-hmm.
muddy.
I'm done with this Strange New World.
I mean, it's nice aside from the storm. Yeah, we can probably get some fishing done.
Take 2 threat. That is 6.
Well, it's 3 momentum gain. I just need the shuttle. Come on, complication.
Steven.
Alright, 4 momentum gain. And I forgot to tell you the complication range, but oh well. It doesn't matter. With that, the shuttle lifts up off the planet's surface and arrives safely back on the Argo.
Hooray!
I'm getting weird looks.
Whew. That wasn't nerve-wracking at all.
At least they're back.
Captain on the bridge.
Sanna-del, take us up and out of the system, out of the way of any of this ion storms. Get us clear, but keep us in the edge in case.
Yes, sir. And he will do that.
As your duplicates enter the bridge as well.
Commander von Wartburg, may I introduce Commander von Wartburg? Lieutenant Sanna-del, of course, this is Lieutenant Sanna-del.
Well, Haran was right. I am cute. Sanna-del will say. And the other one will say, right back at you, and we'll continue to do what the captain said.
It's quite hard to differentiate what Zonan's antennas are doing at the moment, but he's trying to they keep on darting in between every single one of them. Like his eyes are moving, and like his antennas are actually doing the same. As he tries to take in every bit.
When
of
his eyes are on one pair, his antennas are on the other, and then they shift.
pretty much.
Female Wolfgang puts her hand out to holds it for a second, looks at him, and says, "I'm empathic." What? Yeah, I know, right? How? Looks around. Maybe later. Yeah, that's probably better.
I don't want to become all mad scientists on this, but we might want to run tests.
Yes, I agree. We need to make sure that our quantum doubles or our quantum originals are stable for the long term in case of any destabilization. I don't know. The quantum entanglement means that we should be in the same frequency. The others get hurt. Everything should be fine. Right. What she said.
Yeah, this isn't gonna get weird at all. You know what? I agree wholeheartedly. It is kind of weird.
So, the four of you have some decisions to make and some research to do. The conference room is at your disposal. I can't force you to reintegrate, or for that matter, decide for you whether to do so or not is right or wrong. So, I would, however, suggest that you see if it is even possible first. Since this happened during an ion storm, I'm wondering if it might take an equivalent amount of energy to actually affect any reintegration, if it's even possible. So see if you can find out if it is possible, and if so, what it would take before we do anything else. Agreed?
Actually, Captain, I'm not even sure reintegration is even necessary given our current state. We have multiple sapiences now. That's why I wanted to do the. He means the stabilization. As long as the quantum entanglement is fine and our biomasses are all right, we're fully independent people. But studies may show that we're actually unstable due to proximity or just by our sheer nature. But if you clone something, sometimes the clone's perfectly fine.
So you
So
would
you're
be all
saying-
right living where when one of you gets punched in the face, the other one also gets a black eye.
The two Wolfgangs look at each other, and then the female Wolfgang says, "Captain, we've been looking into researching psionics for a while, and it's been one of those things that we always regretted not being able to when we met a certain alien some years ago. The idea that even either of us could have it is worth more than anything. The possibilities of possibly imparting psionics to an existing person or even its clones is remarkable. Now, how comfortable Starfleet Command's going to be about that, that's a different problem, but that's something we're willing to deal with.
Sanna-del's, what do you think?
The female one goes, I mean, it doesn't bother me. I mean, I've always wanted a sibling. She kind of smirks.
It's more like a twin, really. That is a sibling. Oh.
Yeah.
Or more like a
Wow.
parent type child, if you go by the genetic structure here.
Yeah.
To Trey, just pay attention to your sensors over there. Stop being particular.
God, does that mean we're their parents? Anyway, questions for later. And Sanna-del says, no, I'm fine with it if he wants to stick around. And the other one's like, I mean, as long as you put me on a ship I can fly, I'm good. Maybe you'll
Well-
need another pilot.
As I say, it's your choice. I think I've gestured all of them. However, let's go ahead and have those tests run to make sure that both sides of the equation are stable. And I don't know, it might be worth seeing that if you could break the quantum entanglement.
That would be convenient. Both Sanna-del say at the same time.
So, commanders, doctor, whatever resources you need to find the answers you seek.
Of
So-
course, Doctor.
I'm
Aye,
gonna
sir.
speed up time here a little bit for you guys. So at this point, it's kind of whatever you guys want to choose. There are mechanics in place that you could. I'm just giving you your options here. You could break the quantum entanglement. You could leave it alone. You could potentially reintegrate yourself somehow.
Nah, I think we'll keep them around for a little while.
The big question that the Wolfgang is worried about is just making sure with this split, neither it's not like they're connected, but they're not like one isn't gonna degrade into a pile of gelatinous goo or something.
I'm not cleaning that up. It happens on my ship.
You spend a momentum, I'll give you the answer to that.
Sure. Wait,
Theoretically-
I mean, I get 2 questions.
No. Theoretically, no. One, both of you seem stable. Just with the quantum entanglement, if one of you dies, so does the other one.
So maybe break the quantum entanglement if you can.
Yeah, just to increase the survivability of all parties.
But that would mean I'd have to hurt you in some way to test if it's broken or not.
You saying you have a problem with that, Doctor?
I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying that is going to have to happen.
Oh yeah, it's the only way to be sure.
Yes. Sometimes I really do hate my job. I will say that.
Yeah, at least the Wolfgangs are they at least want to break their quantum connection, but they want to stay separated.
Yeah.
They
just-
want to reintegrate, especially since one of them's psychic, super important to them that they that one of them can do that.
Yeah.
You know, the Sanna-dels will also want their quantum entanglement broken. He's gonna start going by the name Ken, and yeah, they're just gonna be siblings, even though it's more mother-son thing. Anyway,
It's because Sanna-del can't afford the MILF money, innit?
yeah. Although she will make an offhanded remark to male Wolfgang that female Wolfgang has her eyes, and just make the offhanded remark. But yeah.
Hmm.
All right. So, to break the quantum entanglement, this is going to be a daring plus science roll. Difficulty is 4.
Can the Wolfgangs assist each other?
You know what? Sure. They can.
Yes.
Well, one of them didn't spend their determination. No.
I don't think it works that way.
No.
I think that's the quantum entanglement.
That's true, actually. That would make sense.
That is nice, yeah.
I am. Oh, Captain, could I get some encouragement to make sure I do this to the best of my ability?
Number one, I have all the faith in you in the world. Yeah, I'll give whichever Wolfgang asked my momentum,
You didn't have to ask it that
my
way,
de-
no.
my determination. So, and I'll get it back.
Of course you do. thinking
I
of
only don't
spend-
get it back when it really matters.
Yeah. Thinking of spending it toward the value of. Would mission directive kick in here, GM? Since the captain told us that we were to figure out this quantum entanglement thing.
Yeah.
So, and the difficulty was 4.
I would accept, Service doesn't always ask us what we expect, because this is definitely not what you expect.
True. I was hesitant on that one, but you're right. Yeah. None of my focuses really apply. Chemistry, but it's more quantum mechanics and stuff.
Yeah, this is, yeah. Like, if you had molecular chemistry, well, not molecular biology,
Yeah.
quantum mechanics.
Gonna spend at least 2 momentum for an extra die. And I'll give you 3 threat for 1 more die.
All right.
I
So
just
you're
want to
rolling
really
4.
make sure I get this. Yeah. So this is the main roller. Reason science, correct?
Correct.
Or is it daring science?
Oh, sorry, yeah, daring science. My bad. Yes, daring science.
Bang. And the assist.
That's 5. You get 1 momentum. The Wolfgangs managed to come up with a way to separate the quantum entanglement. Though the process involves you going through the transporter.
Does it? So we can simply just break it, and both people would still be fine. They just wouldn't be quantumly entangled.
Correct. Like you're going through the buffer and then back out again.
Yeah.
To undo the thing.
So we basically just have to do a transporter beam, Captain, and untie the quantum nut, as it were. That's oversimplifying to such a degree it's laughable. Essentially, that's what we're doing.
I was about to say that sounds too easy, number 1.
Oh, don't worry. Andrew's going to hate what I have to explain. We're going to have to be very careful about this. But it's doable. Totally possible.
Well, if you think it's best, number 1, make it so.
Field trip to the transporter room.
The captain will head down to the transporter room too.
Okay.
So what sort of hellish roll is Anders going to have to do?
One that also needs encouragement for the captain.
Just 2 hellish rolls in the transporter room.
Okay. What is the nature of these hellish rolls?
It is definitely there is gonna be a complication in this, but it is gonna be difficulty 3. Complication range is base 3, but I'm gonna pump some threat into it, because I got some. It's gonna be complication range is 5.
Okay.
For the first one, and then there'll be a second one. So the Wolfgangs or Sanna-dels will have to go on the transporter pad together.
The Sanna-dels will. No, okay. The Sanna-dels will do it first.
Commanders never send the subordinates on an experiment when they aren't willing to do it themselves.
So complication range 5, difficulty 3, right?
Correct.
For this first one.
Yep.
Okay. Focus and transporters, is the ship assisting?
Yes, with computers plus engineering. Because
Range 5.
you're not really beaming somewhere.
Complication range is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it is a very complicated thing you're doing. So
it's true.
It's true. I think this go round, I'm going to spend those 2 momentum. Well, I'll spend 2 momentum and a threat for 4 dice.
All right. Oof.
Weird.
Oh, the complication range is that high? I'm not
Yes,
Okay.
because it's a 17. So
Right. Let me get the ship roll for a sec. Okay, so I got
it's-
1 complication.
and 2 momentum out of that.
Kill the complication.
Don't you have technical support or technical expertise?
Yeah, I can re-roll it, but I'd still be re-rolling it at that complication range.
That's true. Go ahead and just kill it then, I guess.
Yeah, I'll just use the 2 momentum to kill that complication.
Okay, you're at 0 momentum. Both the Wolfgangs dematerialize for a moment and then rematerialize whole in one piece.
Male Wolfgang looks to the female Wolfgang. Wait a second. She waves at him. Finds a med kit and finds like some a hypo spray, make sure it's empty, and just kind of jabs himself to just feel the ow of to make sure it worked. She looks at her arm. No?
She feels
I believe
nothing.
it worked.
The captain's like half facepalm, muttering to himself, you know, 24th century science.
It's 23rd century science.
23rd century science. All right. Anders wipes the sweat from his brow and
Same roll.
recalibrates the transporter. Nothing changes, really.
Yep. I've been sitting on a lot of threat this whole entire time, so haven't really been
So
spending it.
the captain will give Anders his determination. This is where I don't get it back. No, I got it back.
This is where Anders rolls all complications.
Right. Yeah, almost certainly. So I'll give you 2 threat for the 3rd die on top of the auto success.
Yes.
Okay. And I'll spend that determination on play the transporter like a violin. Engineering control. Okay, hang on there until we get the ship.
It's 5.
Oof.
2 complication stands. You
Okay,
do
I
get
can
2
re-roll
momentum.
1. Okay, I'll buy 1 off and I'll re-roll another
Okay.
with technical expertise. There we go.
There we go.
Alright, you get 1 momentum out of that.
Tell you, Anders is going to make Admiral before this campaign's over.
Cochrane Medal of Excellence, for crying out loud.
Right?
Welcome to theoretical beaming engineering.
Same thing happens before. Both Sanna-dels materialize and then rematerialize on the transporter pad.
Sanna-del, who isn't as masochistic as the commander, will just pinch herself. She doesn't want to stab herself with a hypo.
Female Wolfgang puts away the hypo, disappointed.
And he just looks at his arm like, nothing.
I mean, I guess it's the same result.
Number 1.
Some of us don't need to stab ourselves to...
Take whatever scans you need to take to make sure that this worked. Lieutenant Anders, excellent work. Oh, thank you, Captain.
Well, I would suggest we talk to the doctor about 24-hour observation until we're cleared, and psych evals for everybody, I think.
Okay.
A meeting of doppelgangers. It's not exactly the Most normal occurrence out in space.
I was about to ask if we were gonna like start having family dinners or something, because that would just be weird.
It would be, yes.
The captain's just going to slide on out of this room. Did he manage to talk with Owens, or do you want to role play that?
Yeah, we'll roleplay that.
Okay.
So you slide out of the room.
And I'll head up to my ready room and have Mira set up that secure connection.
As I'm assuming the four are currently arguing with each other over.
Oh, yeah.
Something like that.
Making our way to Med Bay.
Yeah.
Because some of us outrank the others.
Over which ship, on what shifts they're going to work, I guess.
Well, there's a lot of paperwork that has to be done now at this point.
I know.
Yep.
I know.
It's like,
And as the scene switch here soon, Anders just kind of looks, shakes his head. Oh my god. What a weird day.
Shakes his head, goes back, opens up a panel and goes back to working on the
Alright, Captain, you're currently in your ready room. Mira types in, Captain, I have Captain Owens for you.
Put her on my screen back here, Lieutenant. Thanks.
And on your little screen there on the computer comes up Captain Owens. Ulysses.
Sandra. It's good to see you.
Likewise. What do I owe the pleasure?
Unfortunately, it's not going to be much pleasure, I'm afraid. Go secure.
Alright. She hits a kind of button on her end.
I'm sending you a file. All the information we have on what we're calling the Marcus Protocol. It looks like Fleet Admiral Marcus from Starfleet Intelligence, for whatever reason, has embedded this protocol in the core operating systems of at least 4 starships that we know of, including the Argo. We were on a mission and came across, call it an ARC ship of a species called the Arcanians. When we reported back to Starfleet Command, suddenly everything went black. We lost all systems, all control, and this Admiral Marcus appeared on our screen and tried to give my XO orders to wipe out this ARC ship and everyone on it, effectively committing genocide. Fortunately, he's outside our chain of command, so we were able to avoid committing an atrocity, and worked with the Federation to grant them asylum and get them settled on an unpopulated planet. Since then, I've spoken with the captains of the Athena, the Artemis, and the Fairbanks, and each of them also found this protocol buried in their computer cores.
Oh, I didn't. Real quick, I didn't tell you because they were looking for the Artemis. The Artemis didn't have it on their systems.
Okay.
Because it was an older ship.
Okay. The Athena and the Fairbanks had it on their in their computer core, but not the Artemis. Apparently, the Artemis hasn't been refit yet. But the Argo had it, and you're driving one of those new Constellation classes. So I think it's worth your while to take a look and see if it's in the Jaeger score too. Seriously, Sandy, he was just able to take over my ship right out from under me.
That's very disturbing, Ulysses.
Yeah. And the thing is, I don't know exactly who I can trust anymore. It used to be that anybody in the center chair automatically got it from me until proved different. But something's rotten in Starfleet Intelligence. I've also met another former captain who apparently has been on the run from Marcus for almost 20 years now. Has managed to hide out until Trill joined the Federation. she claims that her ship was ambushed, or sent into an ambush by Marcus's orders for reasons unknown back in 2266 or whatever stardate that is. I'm worried, Sandy.
It's a lot of information you dropped on me, Ulysses. I'll get my engineers looking into the base operating system on here on the Jaeger.
Maybe I'm wrong and it won't be there, but fear the worst. Let me know if you do find it. If it's only appearing on ships that have been refit or are coming out of the yards new, we kind of have a timeline for when it was put in place, although I still don't know why. And be careful, Sandy. This is not good, whatever it is.
I'm not sure what to make of it right now.
Neither am I. Better news. Dinner next time we're in the same sector?
If we manage to, we're heading up to a region of space. It's kind of a little bit unknown. Heading towards sector 278.
Make a note of that real quick. 278, you said?
Yep.
What sector are we in?
You're a bit further out, so I don't really have sector names because they go by 20 light year squares, and they're like
Right.
way high up, so it's kind of hard to figure all that out. So I just came up with a number off the top of my head. You're probably in sector 451.
Yep. We're a long way away. We're over in 451 with orders to head further into the galactic south. It's exciting, but Lord knows when we'll be back.
It seems we'll be on opposite ends of the Federation for a while.
Well, we've been here before. Just take good care, Sandy, okay?
You too.
And good luck.
Don't need luck. I make my own.
There you go. Find us some strange new worlds.
And you do the same.
Haggard out.
And the communication closes.
All right.
So
I'll go back on the bridge, peek around, and make sure there's only one set of people. One set of Wolfgangs. I don't think I can stand having two of them on the bridge at the same time.
Sanna-del will, or the female Sanna-del will make a note of today as the double's birthday, the twins, as she's going to call them in her brain. Yeah. Anyway.
And Haggard says to people on the bridge, the real question here, the real mystery, is how am I going to put this into the log?
No.
I don't think I can answer that for you, sir. As Mira chipes up.
Oh well. I'm sure Starfleet will understand. All right, Ensign Haran. We've got our orders. Take us out there.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I forgot we were in.
The chit ray kind of pipes up like, you do know, God, I'm coughing. Sorry. You do know, Captain, that there has been stranger things found out there. than what has transpired. I could go over with you if you like.
That's all right, Mr. Chitre. I'm sure you're correct. Far be it from me to doubt your scientific and historical acumen.
Ah,
And personally, I'd like to find some of those stranger things. It's kind of what we're out here for. Although, maybe we can keep the number of duplicate crew people to a minimum. Although, coming to think about it, Mr. Chitre, yeah, you wouldn't look bad as a redhead.
sir?
Never mind, Mr. Chitre, never mind.
And I think with that, we'll put this as to be continued.
Nice.
I am